last week.
It's in DC last week.
Yep. And the week before that was a joint for Tennessee.
Okay.
Then I had one guy from Canada. I got his joint. That joint dropped. Yeah, man. I'm trying, dog. I'm out here trying to get it.
We get it. Hey, we live, baby.
Oh, we in here.
We live, baby. Can we get just a round of applause for the show? Let's warm it up properly, please. Absolutely.
There we go.
We can go around the room one time. Once again, I'm your host, BNY. What a time. What a fucking week.
Facts.
What a fucking week. On a Wednesday. Less is Love will be on Friday this week, so we have not abandoned the podcast. I know we had to take a little time off. Let's just do the scheduling, but now we back on Friday doing a little switch up this week. When you own the network, you can make decisions like this.
Hey,
it is what it is. You know what I mean?
Shit.
CEO shit. Hey, shout out to everybody live watching too as well.
Thanks,
we got a action packed show. But before we go into our topics for the night, let's go around the room to the red throne. Woo. My man, my left hand man, Dev. What's going on with you?
what's going? Hey. What up? Yo, we was just talking about this outside. Good energy going into the pod. Like it feels. Tonight feels like a good night. Like I don't know what it is. I don't know if I could put my finger on it. Maybe it's our esteemed guest.
Oh man.
Yo, but I'm just another solid week, man. I'm just ready to get this pod going, man. Get ready to dive into these topics, man. You know, interview our guest, man, the man, the myth, the legend over there.
Oh man.
But other than that, man, I'm glad. I'm good. I'm Gucci. This week has been. It's been like action packed, so to speak. Like, you know, there's a lot going on, but it's not because it's not for everybody to see. Also, like behind the scenes type stuff. You know what I'm saying? But it's a lot. But to the outside, you know, it seems like it's just another day. You know, it's another week. You know what I'm saying? But that's how it's supposed to be. Never let your right hand know what your left hand doing. And that's how you progress.
What did Kanye say? It's been a long week. I need a happy ending.
Hey.
But it's only Wednesday.
And it's only Wednesday. It's only Wednesday. So, yo, shout out to BNY and the things that's happening over here, and you know what I'm saying, to all our affiliates. And it's just good things happening.
Absolutely. And shout out to the YouTube page too as well.
Oh yeah.
If you notice, we are back at it. I apologize for the delay in content, but things in life had to get correct first as far as clips go.
True.
But we are a lot more active. We're a lot more focused, and we back at it. So let's go to let me bring in the main screen. If I can, ladies and gentlemen, introduce our guest for the evening.
Hey. What's up, everybody?
He needs no introduction, but he's going to introduce anyway. Owner of Quality Touch Studios, Grammy committee member, and also a personal friend of ours in the podcast. One of the first guests we've had on here back when we was podcast maybe number 10, 15. But that was a couple years ago. I've known Will for a lot longer than that. Shout out to Nell. We've had a consultation with the man when it comes to business too. Some practice we still apply to the podcast. So with that being said, if we can all give a round of applause, please, for William Bowser. William Bowser, y'all.
Welcome back.
Appreciate it.
Absolutely. Will, what's going on with you, man?
Woo!
It's been too long, baby.
I know, man. I've been in work mode, yo. Like that. For everybody that don't know, that's why I be looking all woolly like this and craziness, because I be this is my Jay-Z. Every time when I'm in work mode, I don't shave, no haircut, no.
It's wolf season.
Yeah, man, that's it. Like whenever I come in and I'm looking fresh, that means literally I've completed all the things I had to complete. So as you can see, it's been months. It's been grind season for me, man. It's been the most incredible year of my life right now, to be 100% honest.
Really? You know what's crazy is that every year you say that, but I've seen the work in every year. It's true. It's true. You ain't lying. Yeah.
The progress, though.
I told him that, bro.
Progress, though. Every year you say that.
Remember what I told y'all last year? I said this year, next year, I just want to do nothing but a whole bunch of label work and get my numbers up and everything. Man, look, we have probably done more than about 30, 40 million in plays and streams worldwide on various artists altogether. I've worked with every major label in the world now. It's been nuts. Like,
you spoke it into existence.
Oh,
bro.
yeah, man.
You spoke that.
No, but we got to work. It's the work. I say this all the time. I love my job, and I love the grind. Like, I love the hustle. I love it. Like, I literally wake up and be like, okay, today I'm gonna get it, and I don't know what it is. I never lose my passion for that.
because it's what you want to do.
Yeah.
That's why. Like, people lose that passion when it's just the humdrum type shit. You know what I'm saying? But when it's something you actively want to do and you are, you know, like you had that mindset, like, if I don't do this, I'm not eating. My kid's not eating.
Yeah,
like,
facts.
you know what I'm saying? So you had that drive because it's not just you. It's not just another record. It's not just another label you're talking to. Like, no, I got to present myself accordingly. I got to show the labels that I'm about that action. I'm going to get it done because at the end of the day, this is how everything's getting paid. You eating. So you had that whole drive. Like, that's what's solid about you. Every time you come in, it's like, yo, things is happening. Things is moving. That's how it should be for someone in your position. You know what I'm saying? Like, working with the people that you work with in that industry.
Dude.
You got to be moving because that's an accreditation to, you know, your progress and your success. So shout out to you, bro. Like, that's,
I appreciate it, man.
Hey, absolutely.
I love talking to Will, bro. I love talking to Will.
Man, let me tell you, I appreciate it.
You're an inspiration, bro. I don't know if you know that. You really are.
Hey, look, everyone tells me, but I ain't gonna front. Everything that happens to me, none of it ever really hits me. None of it. It's like I feel
Thank
like
you, Sarah.
in my life, I feel like I'm the Flash, and I'm always running like forward, and everything behind me is the things trying to catch up to me. Like none of it's gonna catch up to me until I stop. Like, none of it.
But when you stop, though, like, you're
I'm gonna look back and it's gonna be all this craziness. Like, my kids are gonna be like, Dad, you remember when you did this? I'm gonna be like, not really, but you know, I was in the middle of doing it, so like, it's because like that's how I treat it. I feel like it's like I feel like I have enough history from our ancestors, our elders, and the people around me to not make stupid decisions on a caliber that will make everything fail around me. So it's like, it's not the fact that I'm not grateful. And it's not the fact that I don't dwell on things when they're presented to me. It's the fact that I look at them, I thank God, and I have to keep moving forward with what I just got. So it's like I treat life like an RPG. I keep getting all these upgrades, and I use them when I get them.
Instead of holding on to them.
I don't just hold on to them. Yeah. I don't just hold on to them. I got to use them when I get them. Like, that's why I'm a firm believer in giving out information when I get it. Because it might not be for me. I might just be holding on to it for someone else. So it's like a good RPG. Guess what? This HP boost might not be for me right now. My man might need it.
Hey, yo, so you give it to your party member,
you know what
so
I'm
he
saying?
can level up.
That's really how I look at it. I'd be like, yo,
That's what's up.
like, I'm not an artist, but I got all this artist shit. So, hey, you need this? Yeah, well, I was just thinking about something like that. Well, here you go. You can take it. How much it costs? Take it.
Hey, and you know what? I'm attested to it as well. I've had late night conversations with Will. Shout out to my brother-in-law AJ too. Is that we've hit him up. Hey, Will, we need information on this.
Yep.
It's been late in the morning. Will's like sleeping. Yeah, hold a second. All right, okay. All right, do this right here, do that. So it's 100%. This ain't just lies. I ain't have this man sit on the couch, just capping. So, but with all that being said, we gonna get into it too. We gonna get into all this.
Rick,
but,
how was your week, man?
What's that?
How was your week, man?
Oh man, you know what?
To dive into everything.
I'm quick. You know what? I'm so excited to talk about y'all. I forget to talk about myself. God damn it! And you know what? I'm glad you brought this up because I would have forgot to end the podcast. I would have slapped myself in the head. One time, round of applause for my baby girl Gigi turns 1 tomorrow.
Oh, okay.
1 first birthday.
Yeah, there we go.
Absolutely. No, man, it's been crazy. And we all got girls in this room. Everybody's a girl dad here. Dude, I can't believe it's been a year. COVID's been crazy. Yep. Just this small amount of people that you see, or even if it work, half the people are there, or just even being out and about. But I've really, as far as family, like a lot of family hasn't been able to see her yet, just due to certain things. Like my grandma hasn't had a chance to actually see Gigi just based off her moving. I wasn't vaccinated yet too, so I want to make sure that we were good to go as a family before we went over there. My grandma in her late 80s. I can't have any bullshit happen.
Yeah, that's
so true. Yeah, but Gigi's one. It's about that time to make that happen. So I'm talking right now to hold myself to it. But no, it's been wonderful. Appreciate y'all too. Even you, I got inspiration for you. I remember about 10 months ago, you had baby girl brought down to the studio too as well.
Sir, yeah.
I was like, oh, you're beautiful. Curly hair, everything. Now I got
here running around.
Yeah, exactly.
Talking dog. I'm like, you want something? No. All right. Look, I'm not sure what exactly you said, but we gonna figure it out. Okay. So
yeah. We gonna get into all that too as well, because I want to have a good talk about family while we're here. since we're all fathers involved
yes,
in children's life. That's definitely important when it comes to what we do, why we do what we do.
You gotta showcase strong black men taking care of the families, man.
Hey, what they say, a room full of what?
Black men, baby. I'm in a room full of black men.
Yeah, man. You got to make sure that's actually showcased and shown, man. They don't want to give us representation. Shit.
No, exactly.
You make representation.
No facts. Simple as that.
Can I get a toast real quick, man, to all the black brothers out there that's doing their thing? And, you know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Like, and everyone in this room, bro.
Yes.
Because real life, full discretion, I appreciate each and every one of you all, man. So shout out to us, man. That's like no arrogance, no nothing. That's just like, yo, everyone in here is doing their thing and doing good things.
Yes, sir. Amen to that, man.
Shout out to us. God damn it. Hey, Dev,
No facts.
let's take a minute to clean the house up.
Definitely. Look, so y'all know how every week this is a recurring thing. We appreciate everyone that contributes, whether you're a guest, you know what I'm saying, an interviewee, someone that color commentary, and even when people that watches the show and all that type. We appreciate y'all. The one thing that we ask on a daily, week to week basis, man, like, look, if give us the Showtime special, right? You know what the Showtime special is. Well, you haven't been here. You might not have heard the Showtime special. But the Showtime special is, look, if you're watching the show, you're enjoying the show, take the time to share, like, and subscribe. You feel me? It's as simple as that. The only way that we're going to grow and get to our goals and achieve our goals and continue to provide the content that we like giving to you all is if you guys take that time out. So if you like the show, enjoy the show, watch the show, contribute to the show, take that time out to like, share, subscribe, whether it's YouTube, whatever social media platform you're on, because we're trying to do big things over here. And the only way that we're going to get there and do these things and continue it is with the support of all of our viewers, all of our community members and the Facebook groups and stuff like that. That's the only way we're going to get there. So watch the show, like the show, love the show, hate the show. Don't matter. Take the time out to show us some love, like, share, subscribe, and all that good stuff, man.
And it's the same thing I say every single week too as well. A like and a share costs you nothing. I'm not sitting up here, Umar Johnson, run my donations.
Oh, yeah.
I'm just all we're doing is asking for a like and a share. We'll do all the work from there.
Definitely. So I challenge everyone, you know what I'm saying, in the room, hop on your social media real quick, share the video to your personal page or any other little pages that you might be associated with. I've already done that. Pretty sure Rick has. I know Neil does it. Will as well. Just share it, get it out there. The more people that's viewing it on individual, that's how we grow. That's what we do. But we're not here for the views. We're not here for the likes.
Nah.
But it goes a long way as far as being able to create content and reaching out to a broader public, a broader, you know what I'm saying, viewing audience. That's what we want. We want to get our message out to whomever is willing to listen. And the only way we do that is with our loyal fans, man. So we appreciate each and every one of you all. Facts.
You ready to get into it?
Always.
Absolutely.
Let's do
Always.
I'm excited.
All right. Hey, Will Bowser.
Man.
Let's talk about you, man. First and foremost, how are you doing today?
I'm doing the same way I was last time. Blessed and highly favored, yo.
Okay.
Man.
That's his calling card every time. He says that every time.
Yeah, nah.
It's not a bad thing.
One of my guys in Missouri, we talk like damn near every morning. He's like, Will, I think you're just one of those people that because you're doing what you're supposed to do, you've like tapped into that like universal luck. Where the odds are always in your favor now. And no one's ever told me that before. And I was like, damn, I've never looked at it like that. I've never, ever, ever looked at life like that. Because it's always been like that struggle. But it's like, yeah, once I started doing what I was supposed to do and just kind of stay on the path, yeah, that's really what it feels like.
You know what they say, man.
It's like the coin will always hit that whatever I decided to be.
You know go ahead. I'm bad.
Oh, no, you good. You're good.
You know what they say, though? Like, luck is the product of discipline and preparation.
Yep.
So if you're preparing properly and you're disciplined in your craft, luck is going to come, you know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah.
Like, as a result of that. Like, and It's weird,
yeah.
but that's how it works out. You know what I'm saying? Because you're always prepared and you're disciplined in what you're doing. So, of course, you're going to be operating within that
like we've all
sphere.
had the conversation before. It's like most people are unhappy in their job because they're not built for that job. You're just not built for the job that you're in. You're not built for that.
Come on now. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like when someone's like, man, I hate my job. It's because you're not built for that. That wasn't what you were made for. Like, that is not the job you were made for. And whatever it is, I'm pretty sure that you love to do, that's the job you were made to do.
No lies told.
That's why you love it. Like, you were probably built for the job you love. And because you're not pursuing the job you love, that's why you hate the job you're in. So like, I love my job because I was built for my job. I have late nights, early as hell mornings. I don't complain. My guys will tell you I look tired all the time, but I get my job done, and I get it done with both efficiency. I make sure that it sounds great. I make sure that I make time for everyone, my children, adults, time. Like, I put in, I don't just put in my hours, I put in the lifetime. And it's like, yo, I get out what I put in. And there's never been a time where I felt in this time of my life now where I'm not getting out what I put in. Like, I'm giving 100%, I'm getting back 100%, if not more. So I always feel like, it always feels, I don't know, it always feels like the first time. It always feels like the first time for me. Like, every single time. Like, I get a new record, it always feels like the first time because I don't never want to mess the record up. But I have an entire steady flow of how I get records done and make them sound dope. Like yesterday, I went on live on Facebook Live at like 1 o'clock in the morning, I think 12 Sunday night, last night. Whole slew of all people up. All kinds of people viewing the joints now. I was literally just doing it just for the hell of doing it. Joint is sounding good. And I was just setting it up. I was just setting the record up. I wasn't doing nothing else but just setting the record up. And I looked back this morning, I was like, damn, I did that half asleep, half tired. Just decided to get on it. Yeah. The client heard it. She was like, damn, what?
So one time, before we go any further, what is it exactly that you do? We talked about it, but I want to hear from your own words. So
what I do, in a nutshell, I am being the owner of Quality Touch Studios. I am the owner of one of the few 2-room studios, recording studios in Southern Maryland, period. I'm also a full-time recording and mixing engineer. Now, that also means that I mix records for high-end clients, both record labels, indie clients, signed clients, whatever the case may be. But that also means I do all things pro audio. So when it comes to working on dialogue for movies, you can come to my studio. When it comes to doing things for a podcast, you can come to my studio. When it comes to doing voiceover work, you can come to the studio. Commercials, you can come to the studio. All that, I do everything that has to do with audio. Both location, scene, you name it. We do all of that. But myself, mixing engineer. And I love mixing records because I love making people sound great.
So,
facts.
So for those people that doesn't understand what a mixing engineer is or does, like what, just kind of very lightly, like kind of touch into what do you do in the studio? You know what I'm saying? Because even me, like I need a little bit of education on this as well.
Well, not, and that's all good. So I actually had some folks come by. Was that tonight? I think it was today. They came by a parent with her daughter because she wanted to intern. Mom asked the same question. So in order to define what I do, you have to define what mixing is. Mixing, in a nutshell, very, very simple. Mixing is literally taking all the sounds of a record, putting them together, and making them sound good together. That's what mixing is.
Okay.
So I'm a mixing engineer. That is what I do full time. So I mix people's records for a living. So whenever you hear something in a record that you think sounds really, really dope, there's a good chance it was done by a mixing engineer. Not to discredit the producers or the artists or the people that put in the creative time. But there are different kinds of mixing engineers. I'm the kind of mixing engineer where I'm a very creative mixing engineer. So on top of making things sound good, I have input on the record. So I might say, this right here needs a drop. I'll put the drop in. If the producer likes it, the artist likes it, the drop stays.
Okay.
We should put a distorted vocal over here on this joint right here. I'm going to put it in there. If the producer likes it and the artist likes it, the distorted vocal stays.
Got you.
You see what I mean? I am hired for my taste. And that is something that has to be acquired through years of time and experience. So when you hire me to mix your record, it's not just, oh yeah, Will's going to make it sound good. I'm going to make it sound like an actual record, like something that you're going to want to listen to 10 years from now.
So give us an example of an actual record. Like what is your definition of that? What is the definition of music? Not even so much that you worked on, but something even similar that people can, maybe harp on and be able to understand quickly.
So when people say they're making a song or they're working on music or a song, most people are working on just putting lyrics to some music. People like myself don't just hit the button and say, yeah, this sounds like a song.
Right.
People like myself and my team and a few others, we all make sure that you're putting out a record. And making a record is different from just making a song. Anyone can make a song. My children can hum and sing and do little songs. Making a record, though, is what makes the public say, wow. When they hear your vocal on this piece of music, they say, wow. How strings match on a piano, which in turn match to a drum loop. Never meant to be that way, but it is that way because we make records.
Because you all had the vision and...
That's right.
Okay.
So we're going to make it work together. Making that 808 hit, trust me, that's a skill.
Yeah.
Making that drum snare hit hard while still being able to hear the vocal clearly, that's a skill. That is a technique of making things work together because after years of experience and training, trial and error, we've made it to the point now where not only can I do it, a multitude of engineers can do it. And consistently do it. That's why when you look at that playlist of the songs you hear, there's a consistency of quality that you hear. It doesn't mean everybody's up to a high standard, but it means there is a standard.
Right.
And the standard has to get met for the point of admission. Again, the minority is not going to be that great, but it's there. The majority, though, there's a majority of records we all grew up listening to that sound great, that make that artist greater. Because the artist is great. We add greater because now you're adding all the great elements to it. You get a great artist in a great recording studio, a great mix, and a great master, great marketing promotion, and a great label behind them. You get greatness. That's how you get greatness.
I got you.
It's the culmination of what goes in the pot.
Would you...
So hold on a second, not to cut you off. We're live on TikTok too as well. Shout out to everybody that's joining in.
Hey.
I see y'all just hopping in here too as well. Shout out to Dev over here. We got Nell over here recording me and recording him.
Hey.
Yeah. Go ahead, Dev, with your questions. Just had a shout out to our live on TikTok.
Yeah, shout out to TikTok real quick.
Yeah.
So would you consider yourself a jack of all trades or a master of one?
A master in training.
A master in your craft.
In training.
In training.
Yes.
Okay.
What does that mean?
Because I'm 19 years into my field.
Okay.
After the first 10 years in my field, I felt like I belonged here. After 19 years, I know I'm doing what I'm supposed to. You know what I mean? So there's no question in what I'm doing in my field.
True.
There's no one in my field can question me. But that does not absolve me from continuously learning while I'm in my field still. And I don't ever want the kids or the youngers or anyone below me to feel like I'm their senior. Listen to what I say. Listen to see what I do. I want them to see that my senior is forever evolving and still looks at me like competition. So stay up.
So you welcome it.
Of course, because challenge breeds the greatness that you need to evolve. How else do we evolve? How else do we move forward? How else do I take my field and say this is wrong and challenge a whole table of people scientifically and both mathematically and theoretically smarter than me? How else do I challenge them without challenging them? Somebody has to say you're wrong. You prove to me that you're right. And I don't care if I look foolish. I've now learned something. And I could take that knowledge and go back and teach others, because their circle of influence might not be the circle of influence that I have around where I am.
Right.
Got you.
We talk about this when it comes to professional audio. We talk about this all the time. The home studio market is crushing the professional market, period.
Why is that?
Because music is a universal language and more people love to speak it. It's like Rosetta Stone.
Oh,
we used to have to go to school. Used to have to go to school to learn a new language.
Yeah,
now
exactly.
I can just go download it on my app and give it to my son.
So
I mean, technically, look what we're doing here too as well.
But that's the thing.
Yeah.
So more people have the access, and the access point is
Okay.
no longer blocked off.
There's no longer gatekeepers.
That's right.
Oh, okay, that's exactly what I was about to
say.
There are still gatekeepers. Trust me. Remember, everyone evolves.
you ain't coming with some bullshit.
Yeah. The gatekeepers evolve too. They evolve too. The thing is, it's all about who is in charge of the gate. That's all. Not a company, not some big corporation. It's the who. It's always been individuals. The individuals change over time because the individuals learn from either the past individual or the individual coming in. So you always have to evolve. If you don't evolve with the times of what's going on, there is someone behind me that will take my place. There is a kid that's just like me, who's probably been watching me my entire career and I didn't know. There is someone out here in the world right now that is literally going, I want to be like him.
Idols become rivals.
All the time. And guess what? I don't want to stop ever having the fire to go on the court and drop 40. I don't ever want to. I don't.
There we go. Come on now. Their Mamba mentality.
Mamba mentality, baby.
I don't want to. That's what I'm saying. Like, I don't ever want to stop having that, and I always have it. I love it. I literally love it. I love it. Like, it's the passion and that fuels the fire in me to keep going. So every single time when new things pop up, I love reading about it. I love watching videos about it. School me, young man. School me.
Let me know.
Yeah.
Let me know what's going on.
We got a new intern right now that we're working with. Name is Brandon. Just came from Full Sail. He went to Full Sail. He got some things that he done learned at that school that there's a great chance that there's at least 10% of something that he learned that I can learn from him, and I will actively apply it.
Can I get your thoughts on that? So you mentioned that the home studio is dominating right now. You can get everything you need off an app. So do you feel like schools universities like Full Sail still serve a purpose?
Yes.
In today's society?
They do. Yeah.
Why? Explain that.
Because just like the major studio and a home studio, unless you're running so I run a home studio, but I'm running a project home studio, right? So it means that we're at the level of you can get what you want here,
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That you can get at any other bigger studio. It's just a smaller space, but you're gonna get what you want here, and we got 2 rooms, so you can get what you want in a multitude of ways. Now, how that works when it comes to school is the same way it works when you go to a really big studio with a multi-room situation. I could run into anybody in the hallway. Can't do that at someone's home. I fuck around and run into Beyonce in the hallway. I ain't gonna run into Beyonce's crib.
So is it the networking aspect then?
Yes. Well, it's that. See, when people say network, most people look at it as like the meet and greet. That's how people always look at networking, is meeting and greeting. That's not how it always works. Networking could be if me and you are working on a record, and he just got signed, and he's the hottest thing in America right now, and he walks down the hall and hears the record.
Right.
He's like, hey, what's going on? Like, what's going on, fam? How y'all doing, man? Oh, look, I don't mean to barge in. Yo, the record sound fire. Like, yo, can I get on this? Can I get on this? So now here you have the record with the hottest artist in the country.
And he's like, yo.
That's how Drake always ends up on the track.
But that's the truth. Like, you got to realize people are in the right place at the right time with the right people.
Oh,
because
Will, move the mic over just a little bit.
Right here?
Yeah, you go right there.
You know what I'm saying? Because they always remember to be there. What I always tell everybody when I take these trips, you should come. Is that not what I say to everybody?
Is this true? Is this true?
No, do I not? I literally
I've
I've been telling people this for years. It's been 6 years since I've taken my first AES trip to LA. Since then, and I've always come back with something amazing that has helped my career, helped my life, helped my family, helped my friends, helped everybody. Knowledge, power, like insider information. Dog, that's what it takes. I live here in Southern Maryland. The work I get don't come from Southern Maryland all the time.
Yeah.
And that's the difference. I'm willing to go and catch this flight right now if someone calls me. I'm willing to go do it. All right, y'all. Well, I love y'all, but I just got a flight paid for that I got to catch at 11 o'clock tonight. And I got to be in California to go do a job that's about to pay me for the next couple of months. I'll be back, y'all.
Cool.
Y'all are literally going to say, all right, well.
Yeah, we'll see you.
Yeah, we all going to laugh. I'm going to dap everybody
thing.
up, and I'm going to walk right out that door. I'm going to kiss my kids and go home, pack my bags, and I'm going to L.A. That is what most people, when they say they want to do this, don't get from just being at home.
Let me see that phone.
That's what
Appreciate
people
it.
don't get.
I got you.
You see what I'm saying? It's that opportunity. The opportunity. Now you can bring the opportunity to where you live. Don't ever think you can't bring the opportunity.
Mm-hmm.
But that is on the individual, and that individual has to also have the ability to pull in opportunity.
Well, I mean, in your case though, being a Grammy committee member, that's afforded you the opportunity. Like, that's an accolade.
But even that, I had to work to get that.
True.
Getting that wasn't easy. That's the thing. Like,
how many people say to you, like, yo, man, like when you're in your business talks and you're, you know what I'm saying, you're proposing yourself to people that you can do. How many people like, yo, I found out that you're a Grammy committee member. Like, how often does that come up? And like, as far as like people like, yo,
all the time,
appreciating, like, yo, wait,
all
hold
the
on,
time.
I found out you're a Grammy committee member
all the time.
So that's because you got to put in the work to get there.
Because we live in Southern Maryland, and people like myself. So the funny thing is, there's quite a few people like myself out here. The difference is they don't make themselves known.
What?
Yeah, because you gotta appreciate the professionalism of somebody in order to get the professionalism of somebody
right
in this industry. It doesn't work like other business professionals. That doesn't work that way, because you got to realize these people like myself realize that time is actual money. The time I'm wasting on somebody is time that I could be
you.
Yeah, because I could be mixing a record.
Mm-hmm.
I could be mixing a record for a label. I'm getting paid thousands of dollars to mix records for a record label. Yeah, I could be mixing a record label, their record, instead of talking to you.
Right.
I could be doing a recording session.
What's up, Volcano?
I charge $150 an hour for a recording session.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'm losing money.
Mm.
I'm missing out. I could be spending time with my children.
Exactly.
You see what I'm saying?
Never going to
Yeah.
get back, but yo.
And even though that's not a particular dollar currency, it's a emotional currency to me. So I could be spending my emotional currency with my children right now, instead of spending the time with someone else.
Hey, not to interrupt you right there. One time,
good.
shout out to TikTok. Everybody on there, appreciate y'all.
Hey,
we got Will Bowers in the building, Quality Touch Studios.
Hey.
Y'all can follow them on social media. You can hit them up too as well for consultations. You can even do any business with the man.
Views on TikTok on a tip that I gave.
Nice.
What was the tip?
The start.
It was for how to do multi-band compression on to get professional like vocals and stuff like that.
Before you talk on that, how can they follow you on TikTok?
Oh, my TikTok is, what is it? I think it's William Bowser 73, I want to say. Hold on. You know what? Look, that's what they make cell phones for. I'm over here like, well, let me find out.
Throwing out the wrong name and shit. Like,
no,
it's some other William
Bowser. I got it right.
Yeah.
William Bowser 73.
There it is.
Yep.
Y'all watching, y'all go follow him too as well. Appreciate y'all.
Yeah.
Drop a like and keep
more
watching.
Things I'm gonna be putting on there soon. So, yeah.
So let me ask you this.
Yeah.
Now that you came up more so.
Oh, wait, hold on. Before you ask me that.
Yeah, go ahead.
So, just to answer your question, because we went on the rant. So, to answer your question though, is school important? Yes. Why? Because school does the one thing that the internet does not do when it comes to people using YouTube University. School will put down in an academic ledger, so to speak, go from point A to Z.
I got
The problem with YouTube is all the information is on YouTube. All the information is online. It's all about the person having the knowledge of saying, cool, where can I find online to go from A to Z when it has nothing to do with school? Only school is really providing that. Yes, there are plenty of people that are giving tutorials. Yes, they're doing this and doing that, but school's going to give you the foundation. They're going to give you the basics. You're going to meet people in school that will become the leaders in this field within these next coming years.
Got you.
That you just will at school. And unfortunately, Yeah, you might not really enjoy school. You might drop out. That's cool. But those relationships you build last a lifetime. The things you learn last a lifetime. Everybody that you come into interaction with at school is there for the purpose you're there for. Mm-hmm. So it's not like you're just meeting the pizza man.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you might be talking to the next CEO of Atlantic Records. Because Tony don't like to wake up early and he really don't like going to class and whatnot. But you know what, though? Know what Tony does like? Tony likes making money.
Tony likes music.
And Tony's got a good ear.
Yeah.
And Tony makes really good business decisions. Mm-hmm. So here we are 5-10 years from now when Tony's running around interning and Tony's running around getting coffee. And then Tony went from getting coffee to being the president of the A&R. And Tony went from doing that to making sure he done found the next 5 top artists for the label. And now 10 years, 15 years later, you know what Tony's doing? He's running the label. Tony's running a division at the label. You know why? Because Tony still has the same aesthetic and the same mentality that he had when he was in school. He doesn't like doing these things. But you know what he's done? He's been smart enough to learn how to afford to do the things that he wants to do while still getting the job done. And you would have never, ever, ever gotten the opportunity for Tony to call your ass because he knows that you're still mixing records to go mix the next such and such record because Tony's seen you on his social media because y'all following each other. Mm-hmm. You see what I'm saying? So guess what? It happens. That's what happens. That's what happens when you go to school. Now, can that happen out here in the regular world? Yeah, I'm living proof.
Yeah.
I am living proof. I communicate and talk to every single person that hits me up on all of my social media platforms. I'm kind. I am nice. I make sure that I give time to everybody, hear all problems, talk to folks. I love it. But that's because that's the networking that I have to do for myself because I'm a people person. I enjoy talking to people, and that's how I actually work.
This is true.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because I'm not in that place. I didn't go to school. But again, I've learned how that part of the game works too. I went and got my basic knowledge. I went and learned from my elders before. I've taken in the knowledge from my friends and family and people, colleagues, and everyone that's gone to school. I never passed up the opportunity to grow and evolve. You know what I'm saying? I never got stuck in my ways. I never became the old engineer. Well, this is how we've done it back in the 90s.
Yeah. See, that works out for you, bro.
Yeah, facts. So like that. Okay.
So let me ask you this. So you're taking, if you can, yeah, can you name probably maybe not this as far as known wise, some of the artists you have worked with? And I want to get somewhere with that too as well.
Oh man, I have worked with some pretty big known artists. How many records have come out? That is the different question. Oh man, let's see. Damn, I'm not gonna lie. It's a hard question because I've worked with some big names, and those are the names that I can always tell people either in person or they'll see on a profile somewhere online.
Yeah.
Let's see. Recently, it was Chance the Rapper.
Okay.
I've done records. I've done records with the entire Save Money team. Lil Zell, who has a record with Coi Leray right now that is going crazy.
Yeah. Dev hooked me up too as well.
Let's see. I'm trying to stay away from the interesting, controversial stories right now. Let's see. Who else? God. I have quite a diverse catalog. Locally, Zanman. And Zanman signed to Atlantic, so that's dope.
Yep. One time for Zanman. One time for Zanman.
Shoot. Man. A lot of other artists, it's just kind of a lot of weird, controversial. This record hasn't finished coming out yet or whatever.
You can't speak on it. You can't speak on it right now.
Yeah.
That's fair.
A lot of the bigger artists that people would be like, "Oh my God," that's all happened in the last 2 years. Mm-hmm. So
this is what I want to get at. So you're working with several names in the industry, well known.
Yes.
Do you still pick up the phone call for a random dude up the street that wants to come record?
Literally did it this afternoon.
Okay.
Every day, I do it every single day, and the funny thing is, my number is well known everywhere. My number's everywhere. You can literally call me right now. I can get a text message from anybody in the entire world. Mm-hmm. My WhatsApp number is on there. I'm easily accessible, and it's by design. That's what I want to be. I want to be this open book because I've never seen or met anyone else doing what I'm doing. So I want to. The cool thing about social media, I can catalog all of this.
Right.
If ever there was a documentary about myself ever made, it'd be so easy because I've just put it all online. I put everything online. Trials, tribulations, trips, ups, downs, scared moments, happy moments, highs, lows. I put it online for that purpose because why not? Why not? This is a journey. Why not? And if my journey becomes basically the story for someone else's don't do this or do this, well, then that literally means that I am the success story for somebody else.
Right.
That works for me.
Fair.
It does. Let my kids see it. Dad didn't do this. He said it was bad. Cool. I ain't got to do it. And this is what happened when he did it. And you could literally see it.
I'm gonna ask you a question. I'm gonna turn it over to Dev from there.
Yeah, sure.
How did you get started?
In this?
Yeah, and as far as audio engineering, what led you in this path?
Easy as hell. That's so easy. I was going to the High School of Art and Design in New York City. So I was going from Manhattan, from Brooklyn, New York to Manhattan, catching a train 45 minutes every single day. Don't know what happened. One day I woke up, and in my 10th grade year, the music bug hit me like a smacking ton of bricks falling off a roof. And it was music everything. Music. Music so bad, so much, that I basically forced my school to put in a music curriculum.
Oh, wow.
So now I had to wake up an extra hour early just to get to school by 7:15 for an extra class that I was just getting extra credit points on to go do music. Because there was one art teacher that actually was a trained teacher in music.
He lived, breathing, and
Oh, yeah. And that was when I was 15.
How many people were in this class?
It was an extra class. So any given day, I could be by myself. And it's just me and the music teacher by myself. And then at the most, maybe 20-something kids. It was an elective class. So you really didn't have to be there. So the kids, if you were tired and you didn't want to be there, you didn't have to be there. I was there every day, religiously.
And you went from there and you built Quality Touch soon after.
Nope. So I went from that, moved to Maryland, had a horrible year here because it was just bad. It was just, life was bad, moving was bad, culture shock was horrible, and basically we were going through all kinds of family drama and whatnot. My mom and my stepfather just separating, in the way that how that ended and how that just transpired. So that summer, that summer from 10th grade to 11th grade, it wasn't 10th grade to 11th grade. I was going from 10th to 11th. They failed me my 11th grade year.
oh,
They failed me. So I got left back. Because of the classes, my attitude. They didn't even have my school transcript from New York, because in art and design, you're there for one purpose and one thing. So you spend the first 2 years just doing academics. And the 2 years after that, you spend just doing art and whatever your major is. They were like, no, that's impossible. Well, of course it's impossible for your country ass. You don't believe that to be possible. And I'm like, but this is what I'm doing. That I'm still the only person in Leonardtown High School's history, and I think it's still on my transcript. I went through 7 math classes because they didn't know where to place me. I took every single advanced math class in high school, and passed every single one of them. They didn't know where to put me because I told them I had finished my math in New York. That they were like, that's impossible. No one kid finishes their math in 2 years. I did.
that's crazy.
No, I did things. So, come to Leonardtown High School. That summer, my uncle, he's a pastor. My uncle also does like HVAC and stuff like that, and helps build homes and all that stuff. That summer I spent in West Virginia, and my life completely changed. And my uncle sat me down and was like, look, this is your chance to start over. You can be better. You can be whoever you want to be now. You don't got to be whatever you were or whoever you were when you were in New York. Don't look at it like, oh, I'm here. You got to look at it like, I'm here.
Right.
I can do anything I want. You have to look at it that way. And that entire summer in West Virginia, that's what I did. I made myself to be who I wanted to be. Simple. So I came back to Southern Maryland, and I literally ran the school. I could do anything. I did anything I wanted. I never had homework. For 2 years, I didn't have homework in high school. I literally was able to take any test I wanted whenever I wanted because my GPA was so high that if I skipped, I could skip a week worth of exams and still be in the 90th percentile in the school.
Damn, numbers.
Yep. And I was so crazy in Leonardtown High School, and I was able to do so much that the principal gave me the keys to the school, and that was when I remember. I told you the story before. They let me record people from other schools in that high school. I stayed after school. My mom didn't believe me. She thought I was out here selling drugs on some real shit. She thought I was out here selling drugs until she came to the school, and my mom went to one parent-teacher meeting, and talked to every single teacher. And they all said, Will is amazing. Your son is a genius. Like, they literally said the best things, best combos you could possibly tell a parent about their child. And she's like, oh, well, I just don't ever have to come back. And she never did.
Well, shit.
I did that for 2 years straight. My last year of high school, I didn't take one final exam. I literally walked in. The teachers asked me, do you want to take it? If you don't take it, you're still going to get a 90 for the class. I said, you have a great life. And I walked right to class. I'm dead ass serious. Every single one of my teachers, all of them. I walked in, I walked out.
What'd you do with your time?
I made money.
Hey.
I bootlegged because I was one of the few kids that had a computer. But my mom also got a computer. She got a compact Presario, and it had a CD burner in it. And I knew how to use the internet. So I'd be on all.
So you was a LimeWire guy?
No. There was other sites because LimeWire always had the viruses.
Yeah, it did.
So I stayed off of LimeWire.
You was FrostWire.
Nope. I had all other kinds of joints. So I had every CD, brand new, old, whatever, and I would spend my time downloading them. And because I was still drawing, I would draw tattoos and whatnot for people, and I'd make caricatures. And I was singing back then. I had an R&B group. I got out of school in my, what was it? Every time we had major events, the principal would write a pass for me and my group to get out and go around singing. So every Valentine's Day, we'd go around school singing and charging people $5 to $10 to sing for their significant other.
Look at this. Hustle mentality.
Yeah.
That's, hey, you know what?
Hustle mentality.
Hey. Dog,
if it ain't there, it ain't there.
Telegram.
I remember once I spent the entire day with my principal because he was a Tim McGraw fan, and Tim McGraw had a special edition double disc, and I got it for him for free. And he was so thankful. I spent the entire day with him. He bought me lunch and everything. Spent the entire day talking about music and country and literally how the school works and everything. I'm in high school. I am 16 years old.
Learning
in
the
high
ropes.
school.
Learning.
So let me ask you a question. We got a question on Facebook.
Yeah.
Shout out to my guy Stuart. By the way, I know you sent me a DM. I have not got back to it yet. I've been busy. I promise I'm going to respond back to it. Hopefully tomorrow. It's been. It was the DM he sent me was very thoughtful, so I needed some time to actually think about it. But I'm getting back to you. He says thanks for sharing. To you. Awesome. He said, how do you teach yourself? You said I chose to make myself. He said motherfucker to me. I'm sorry. I apologize. Let me read your comment. You said I chose to make myself who I wanted. You cared to expand. You mentioned they failed you in 11th grade. I'm curious, but you seem to have thrived outside the system or in. So if you could expand more into that.
Sure. So I'll go down the timeline. So I got left back because I didn't care. I felt like at the time and this is just me as a young man coming from Brooklyn, New York to Southern Maryland down in Leonardtown, in St. Mary's County. I felt like the system failed me. I felt like my family failed me. I felt like everyone and everything around me was just crumbling because I left a city that I had built myself up with to go doing the one thing that I had been training my whole life for, and that was to be a graphic artist. And I felt like that failed. So when I got here, I continued that cycle of failure here. That summer, I was told that it didn't have to be that way. Mm-hmm. And I was around really good people and did a lot of really great, cool teenage love song movie things that showed me that, yeah, life is literally whatever you make it. So when I came back, that was my mentality. My mentality was, there's no one here better than me because I am the best version of myself. No one's going to do better than me. No one's going to be better than me. All I have to do is just outdo what I already did, and I already failed. I'm already in the hole. Now that I'm out, I'm just never going back.
On the way
it was that simple.
It was up.
I was taking business classes in high school because I had two younger brothers that I couldn't watch out for. But in order for me to continue on and graduate on time now, I have to have some kind of work experience here. So my business teacher, Mr. Larnard, let me work at the school store as part of my getting a credit, my getting credits for doing the work experience and the work study. You know what that taught me? Business. Taught me finance, how to be responsible, because I'm working the school store twice a day. So yeah, I'm responsible for getting things, checking inventory, making sure paperwork is straight, making sure that people give me the right amount of money, right amount of change, making sure that all the pieces of equipment in here are in working order, because if not, I got to go interrupt my teacher while he's teaching class to get something. I don't want to do that, because guess what? He's not my teacher anymore. He's my boss. And I don't want to interrupt that. But at the same time, I want to prove that I'm not just an employee. I'm the best employee you got here. And I did that all the time. To the point where, even though it's funny now, because I'm older and they're not going to hold me accountable for it, I learned how to bootleg report cards in there. Look, when I tell you I was hustling, I know, right? No one was expecting that. Look, I was hustling. Because you know why? Because they have interims. And interims aren't the real report card. They're
right.
They're like the
progress
mid.
report.
Yeah, that's all it was. But you know what the funny thing is about kids that do bad in classes? Their parents hold those progress reports in high esteem, because it lets the parents know what your kid is doing right now.
Right.
Not at the end, right now. So you know what that meant? That meant that a lot of parents were going to punish their children for the things they were doing right now until they got to the end. You know what I was for that? I was the stopgap. Oh, Will, I need to take this F to a D so my mom and my dad don't whoop my ass. Bet, I got you. I had a whole system. I had an entire system in play on how to bootleg report cards and literally make them look perfect. Literally just make them look perfect.
That is hilarious.
I literally had
you are here saving lives.
I was. Let me tell you.
Saving lives, saving ass.
I'm gonna tell y'all right now. If you go look up the years that I was in that high school, you have no idea how many football kids, how many golf team members, how many academic kids. Everybody. I did this for everyone, and no one was above asking me.
A nominal fee, of course.
Put it this way, I did it for enough people to make almost $500-$600 a week.
Yeah, there you go.
God damn, consistently?
Every interim. You know why? Because when I
was that per person?
Huh? Oh, look.
That wasn't per that was a per person, was it?
Oh, no.
This is total.
Yeah.
Okay,
total.
I was like, damn.
Because I learned when I was in New York, there was this one kid. I can't remember his name to save my life, but it was this one white kid when I was in New York. We were all in art and design. He used to sell drugs. And I remember I was like, he never did any of the drugs he sold. And he always was the smartest in the class. Mm-hmm. And I remember something. I was like, dog, why do you do this? And he was like, I do it for the money. And I was like, how the hell do you keep good grades doing this shit? He's like, because my parents will kick my ass. And even to this day, I remember his face. I just can't remember his name, but I'll never forget that moment. And he was right. Because you know what? Because his parents let him do anything he wanted to do, as long as he came home with them high-ass grades. And he did whatever he wanted to do. But that's how our world works. You can be anything you want to be. You can do anything you want to do as long as you work hard for it. And if you consistently show that you're good at it, you can. Well, and everyone will let you do it.
Well, let me ask you a quick question, because it's funny that you said that, as far as like working hard to achieve something and being in the industry that you know what I'm saying, you work in. As a Grammy committee member, what do you say as far as like these artists that work so hard to achieve like these, you know what I'm saying, albums in memoriam? You know what I'm saying? People like what's recently like okay, for instance, take it back a few years, like when Beyonce lost the video of the year Grammy to Taylor Swift, and Kanye got up there. We all know that.
That was MTV.
Yeah, the MTV Awards, okay? But like certain like Grammy, we all know who should win. Like when Macklemore won. And we all, it was like Kevin Gates. Who else came
Kendrick.
out?
It was Kendrick. Yeah.
Kendrick and it's like, yo, what do you say to like people that work their entire lives to achieve the pinnacle of their career? Then you get to the Grammys, and then you get beat out by someone like that. You know, what do you say about that as a committee member? Like, and it's not just then. Like it's been happening for years. And I bring that up because I watched a recent interview with Eminem, where he speaks about why he refuses the Grammys, because it's just a bunch of BS. Like, someone recently won a Grammy for Song of the Year, and no one ever heard of it. What do you say to people like that? Like,
Oh, man.
that may be like dissuaded and beat down and tired. Be like, yo, I did all this work. I put forth all this after my song is getting millions of plays, and I get beat out by someone that no one ever heard of. Like,
Oh, are you ready for this?
Let's do it.
Y'all ready?
Let's do it.
I hope everyone is watching this answer because I hope this answer either goes viral or it just stays in your mind for the rest of your life.
Check it out,
If you're an
TikTok,
artist-
YouTube,
And if you're an artist, pay close attention.
Facebook.
The Grammys are a peer voted whole institution. You know what that means? No, it means your favorite artist and the people that work with that artist and in this industry are the ones that did this. Not you, not me, not you. Everyone else did it. So when Eminem says, nah, man, I don't want to participate in that, that's cool. But everyone else that does participate literally just says, we don't give a fuck. Literally. And I hope I don't offend anybody, but that's the truth. It is a peer voted thing. It's not just a committee voted thing. It's the greater number of the group of people. And you know how many people are actually can vote on the Grammys? A couple of thousand. And it ain't tens of thousands either. I want y'all to realize that. It is a small number.
yeah.
Which
yeah.
makes the fighting even more substantial because it's closer than you think. Any brand new artist could literally get up right now that has worked with enough people that can vote and sway votes.
It's political.
Always, but everything is political.
That's true.
Everything's political, but that's the part where most people forget. Well, you know why? Because the average person never gets into that side of the political debate in anything in their life.
True. Like the behind the scenes type stuff.
Most people have no idea on when you say the word political, they literally think political. They think politics. But the reality is, when you do business, politics is everything. It is everything.
Oh yeah, of course.
It is everything, and in some cases, it is the only thing.
They're very intertwined.
So in this case, again, it's peer voted. Now, is there corruption? There's corruption in everything, of course. Do they get it right? Well, who is they? Your favorite producer? Let me give an example here.
Oh, here we go.
The Weeknd, right? Complained, right?
Camera's on you.
Am I right?
Yeah.
I'm a Weeknd fan.
Huge over
Guess-
on this side.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Love The Weeknd. I have literally every Weeknd album that he's ever made. I've bought, I've paid for. I'm a Weeknd fan. Guess what the funny thing is though? If I work with an R&B singer in the same genre, in the same category as The Weeknd, I'm not voting for The Weeknd this year. You know why? Because I have a personal interest in this category with the artist that I'm with. And I and my team and the other people that worked with this artist want to win.
So you're going to vote for obviously whoever you work with.
But that's the thing that most people don't get. I am not voting for The Weeknd, and I'm a Weeknd fan. But I did a job, and I did a damn good job, and I want the world to know that my job should be celebrated. Just like The Weeknd's. But guess what? It's a competition. I can like LeBron James. I can like Michael Jordan. I can like Kobe Bryant. And then there was a generation of time in which all three of them met. Not at the same time, but they all met at some point with each other. And guess what? Doesn't matter who you thought was better. Who won? Who won the game? Simple. It was that simple. Who won the game? So guess what? That's what it is. This is a competition. I'm here to get my numbers up. The public sees the spectacle. I see the drive that everyone's trying to win it. Because anybody can win it at any given time on any given day. For real. Anybody. So because those numbers can go from here to here. And we like you said, it's happened for years.
Yeah,
It's happened for a long time.
Yeah.
Because at any given moment, anything can sway.
So it's more so about the individual investment versus being objective.
Yeah. Any artist, look, man.
With no shame, you're saying that.
Yeah.
Like individual investments is more important.
The artist is the head figure, the leader of their team. So Eminem can say anything he wants. But I bet you at any given moment of any given time that everyone else that might be working on that Eminem record, they want their recognition.
Well,
they want their recognition. They worked hard. That is not fair to those people. Now, sure, if he's been working with the same freaking people since he's been winning every freaking award in the world, then they don't care. Yeah, but that is a minority's thought point. That is not the majority. You know why? Because the majority have not made it to that stage. They are now here. You know how many people don't even make it to the ballot?
Yeah, right.
True.
Right.
Yeah.
Most artists will never make it for consideration. And that's before the ballot. So yeah, I 100% sprinkle of salt all that crap because yeah, you knew the game. You don't, but you know what? It wasn't that bad when you won it. And then when you found out that the game was being played this way, you got, oh man, I don't want to be a part of that. Well, that's cool. Then change it. Don't talk shit, change it. I'm just gonna back up. I'm not gonna be a part of it. What the fuck does that do for everybody else that comes after you? You want to be selfish? Stay the fuck home.
You know,
Simple
he's
as
been
that.
a
Stay the fuck
staunch
home.
opposer
But
since he came.
But plenty have. You know, Jay-Z used to be the same way. You know what Jay-Z does now? He gonna show his ass up there. You know why? Because he runs a company with artists underneath it that he wants to see win. And I be damned if he's not going to sacrifice a little bit of time for a couple of nights just to help them.
But Jay-Z's never won Album of the Year at the Grammy stuff.
Doesn't matter. He's still one of the most winningest Grammy people on the planet, though. Yeah, that's the thing.
But when you frame that in perspective, though, I know life is about fair, unfair. I know that's not how life works, right? But when you think about like these artists that put in the amount of work that these cats are putting in, and they come out with these fire albums that are literally historical, don't win Album of the Year.
Guess what? It's no different than when you take LeBron James and the Cavaliers coming back from a deficit against Golden State. You guess what? You were supposed to win. Yeah. We all watching the games. Yeah. You are out here killing it. Yeah. It don't mean that Megan Thee Stallion ain't gonna take it.
What is
you have Album of the Year?
Hey,
you had a Song of the Year.
Facebook
you got
comment.
records going crazy. It does not mean that the next person that pops up with the newest hit record ain't gonna take what you've been working all year for.
Look at this Facebook comment from Victor. Life is
What'd he
about
say?
2 P's: popularity and politics.
He's right.
It's facts.
Look. I made my comment and I said the way I said it because of the reason. Let's be real here. Roddy Ricch, Lil Baby, Megan Thee Stallion. All three had amazing years. Out of the three of them, no one had a better year than Roddy Ricch. No one had a more polarized year than Megan Thee Stallion, and no one made a bigger impact on the black community than Lil Baby with a singular song while putting out 2 albums.
The bigger picture.
Who deserves to win? I literally just gave y'all 3 of the biggest at the moment last year artists. Roddy Ricch, 13 weeks at number 1. Taylor Swift came in, knocked him off, put him at number 2. The week after that, he went back.
He had Justin Bieber and Ariana Grande looking crazy on social media, begging for number 1 spots, but Roddy Ricch was dominating.
First album
He
out
was
the gate.
killing.
The first album.
Facts.
Lil Baby literally had the whole song of our entire Black Lives Matter movement.
Yeah.
Literally.
The bigger picture.
Everyone played that record. I heard it on pop stations. I'd be damned if that man didn't rock out for everyone's purpose and cause. And Meg Thee Stallion, the woman got shot and came back like a queen. You hear me?
She was working hard.
You hear me? Remix after remix after remix. She was on her Lil Wayne shit. Period.
Ooh.
So I gave you now 3 people.
What a comparison.
And was she not?
No. I'm not saying it's a bad thing.
There's not a, and look, I'm not
tough.
even a big Meg fan, but God damn it, if I ain't bowing down to the facts. The facts show that this woman said, I bet. That's it. She said,
everybody, I'm gonna show them.
That's all it takes. But I just gave you 3 individuals who completely destroyed a 365-day term. And which one of these individuals deserves to win that Grammy for single or album or rap album of the year when all 3 of them gave you this? So now you know what you get? Know what you get? Deciding factors. Politics. Deciding factors. These are the people that worked on my record. This is how many votes I can get. This is how many people I can go to ask for consideration. It's peer voting. Because there's a certain point where it's greatness against greatness against greatness against greatness. And you're just rolling the dice now. You don't know.
It's not about the quality of the music. It's about the people you work with and how much you can actually push yourself out there.
Yeah,
because lobbyists.
Yeah,
that's it.
Isn't that what America is built and based on?
They ain't Capitol Hill right now. They be there tomorrow morning. Hey, boy, do I got a deal for you.
I'm just saying, ain't that how it works? So when people be like, man, that Grammys don't never get it right. You mean your favorite artists don't ever get it right? Your favorite artist team don't get it right. You know how many people I was like, you know how many people I saw that this whole past Grammys? Who the hell is D Smoke? Why is D Smoke getting nominated? Because he had a whole bunch of Grammy voting committee members working on his project, and they all decided that they did enough hard work with an artist that was credible enough to put it up for consideration. And that consideration got him to the ballot. That ballot got him a nomination, and that ballot got him a nomination along with Nas and a whole bunch of other people that Nas won. But for the rest of his life, he will always be considered and named Grammy-nominated artist D Smoke.
And that's still...
And you can't take that away from him.
I was going to say, that's still an accomplishment, right?
That's right, it is. Because again, that's why they call it, that's why they say what they say about it. The industry's highest honor, because it is your industry honoring you. Your peers are honoring you. And I don't care what no one says. Look, sure, again, every business and everything has its ups, downs, it's black book behind the scenes handshakes and money exchanges and stuff like that. But sometimes you got to give credit to where credit's due when greatness is just showing itself to be what it is. Like, again, you have an overwhelming power and pouring out of black excellence here. You choose then. Who are you going to choose? Probably the same person that this person's going to choose, but the different person from this person right here. Which one of you is right?
Will, you got a question. All right, so we're back on Facebook. Shout out to Stuart.
Hey.
Yeah. For artists, is it money that should level success, or what was that? Is it money that should level success, or question mark? All right, let me just keep going. I've heard the term starving artist, but the craft is wow. Making things for the masses, but got money for days.
Money. That was the easiest question to answer.
There's always money.
It's always the money.
And also he said
comes back to money.
He slayed Jay back in the day. Who slayed Jay back in the day?
Who we talking about
Nas.
right now?
Sorry, Nas. Okay, there it is.
I mean, look, I'm a Jay-Z fan. Ether got played in Brooklyn. Yo, hell yeah. Hey, look.
I highly disagree with that, but I'm not going to
look,
go with how I feel about that.
Super Ugly. Super Ugly was exactly what the title said, okay?
I think Jay-Z, Nas signed to Jay-Z.
But that's the war.
Who wins?
That's the war. Look, that's the war.
It's a war of attrition.
The battle.
In battles, both sides had victories. Who won the war? Jay-Z won the war.
Yeah. And who writes the spoils? The history, the spoils of the winner.
Not in hip hop, because in hip hop, guess what? Ether will always go down. In hip hop, battles are more celebrated than the wars that they go through.
Takeover, Blueprint 2.
Hold on,
I'm taking those records over.
Hold on.
It's still the war. Ether.
Hold on, think about it like this.
Dick sucking lips. We still riding on that. Honestly,
stop. Look, think about it this way. Think about it this way, right? Even now, what we talk about, Rick. We don't talk about who won the war between Jay-Z and Nas.
Yeah, we talk about
we talk about the individual albums, the individual battles, who was winning at this release date, and then he released this one. Who won that one? Ether. Boom. We don't. The battles.
I think Ether's the most overrated track in the history of hip hop.
The battles are what go into memoriam. It goes into history.
I'll say
not the war, because everyone knows that. Look, here's the thing.
I highly disagree with you, but you gonna speak.
No.
I'm gonna put the camera on you too as well.
Actually, put it on me real quick. I'm gonna say this. Look, at the end of the day, Jay-Z is who he is, right?
Yep.
Jay-Z is a billionaire at this point, right? I believe.
Oh yeah. Look, him and Beyonce individually.
No one will question.
Better than $1 billionaire.
No one will question Nas's bank account. Okay, he is a spokesman for Hennessy. He is Crown. Is it Crown or Hennessy?
It's a liquor.
It's one of those, right? He is making bank. Mm-hmm. No one's going to question the bank accounts because. That don't matter. They got a whole lot more than a lot of other people, right?
Mm-hmm. Everybody's paid.
The war isn't what people are concerned
Victor
about.
Says Henny. He says Henny.
It's Henny? Okay, yeah. I thought so.
Thank you, everybody. Appreciate y'all.
Vic. So the war isn't necessarily what everyone is concerned about, because how small-minded you got to say, oh, well, at the end of the day, Jay-Z's a billionaire. No, it's not. Really? That's what you're worried about? They got a whole lot more money. That's not what people are concerned about. When you talk about hip hop, you talk about lyrics, you talk about the body of work, you talk about the music that was coming out. The battles are what was everyone was focused on. The album drops. That's what everyone was worried about. When Jay-Z dropped this album and then Nas fired back, boom. You had two albums to compare, and you know they were spitting at one another. Who won it? All right, Jay-Z won the first round. Boom. The second round came out. All right, Nas definitely got that one. Third round. Nas got third. Ooh.
Nah, like so. Put it this way.
Think about. I'm not saying Nas
I
won
can't
them all.
believe
What I am saying,
this man just said what he said. But I let him speak.
It was in perspective. I'm saying the battles are what people remember in the long run. The album, the individual
plus
albums.
Nas, you gotta realize Nas also credits Jay-Z for bringing his career back, because literally the album
I ain't gotta say nothing.
the album that Ether listen, the album that Ether came out on is a classic.
Godson.
No. What was it?
It was
This is Godson came after that album. What was it? It's the joint with him like kneeled down on the stoop in the orange jumpsuit, and I mean the orange like bubble jacket.
Oh my God, what is it? It's
No. What was the name of Nas' first album?
His first album?
This is Stillmatic.
Stillmatic.
Yeah, okay,
Stillmatic.
Stillmatic. Listen to me.
Yeah.
Stillmatic, you could probably play 95 to 98% all the way through, and you might skip one record. You got to realize that battle with him and Jay-Z lit a complete fire under Nas to make one of his greatest albums commercially.
One of the greatest albums commercially.
So you got to realize almost every record on Stillmatic is a classic. Look, dog, we can play Ether, right? Mm-hmm. But then we also have Got Yourself a Gun. We also got One Mic. There are classic records.
One Mic was a fire record.
Dog, One Mic is still.
I love
One Mic
that
in
record.
the club,
I love One Mic. I love One Mic.
Look, put it this way. Again, this generation right here, they play the beat in the club. They just play the beat from One Mic, and they use it as a transition. One Mic is sick. That's what I mean. You gotta like there are parts and pieces to their battle that make the battle awesome. The war, hey, Jay won the war because Jay is just the better businessman. Now, when it comes to the battles though, boy, you can't sleep on Nas. because Jay woke up the MC that everyone knew Nas to be in the first place. You know, that's all it was. He woke up the MC that everyone knew Nas was. Because Nas never had no one go directly at him. That's all. Look, same thing with Mobb Deep. And they were battling with Pac.
I'm gonna let y'all talk. Y'all go ahead.
This man here.
Y'all talking nonsense right now.
Hey, look. All I'm saying is, the time.
What Nas did, he was super aggressive on the track.
I mean,
and people were like, oh, this side of Nas. Oh shit. This is wild. This is wild.
Got Yourself a Gun? Nah, he was laid back like a mug, yo.
That one he was.
That's what I'm saying.
That one
look.
He was.
One mic starts off 100% laid back.
First of all,
don't forget I Know I Can. Remember that record?
Gazy and Cockefeller Records. Really? That's what you're gonna do here?
Look,
hard bars, right?
But I'm giving you other records too. Look. I Know I Can.
I'm reading it right now too.
I Know I Can is still one of the best records ever for Black
I Know
children.
I Can?
Yeah.
Oh, no, first of all, look, when I say this, I'm not taking anything from Nas.
Yeah.
I love Nas. I love his music.
But I'm saying that
you
battle.
You better say that, motherfucker.
I'm saying
Ether is overrated.
That battle is what birthed Nas's rebirth back into hip hop.
Super.
Because what we got from Nas prior to that
was one hot album every 10-year average.
Facts. Super facts.
That's why that King's Disease, another one hot album every 10-year average.
Hey, but guess what? But goddamn it, it's a one hell of a hot album.
It is. Yeah, it is. Hey, I ain't gonna lie on that one.
Look. Guess what? It's not the person that shoots the whole clip. Okay, it's the person that only has to take one shot.
Oh, there it is.
That's what matters. And if my one shot counts and catches a body, well, guess what? Because remember, hey, look, we've all grown up in the hood. I can spray up a whole house and hit nobody.
Mm-hmm. No, absolutely no.
Or I could catch you slipping.
One shot.
And put you down with one shot.
Down.
Hey, that's how that is. That's what Ether was. Ether was Jay-Z saying to Nas, "You ain't got nothing." Because I was living in New York when Ether dropped. Let me tell you.
It was sick.
It's sick.
the track embodied New York as far as like I'm going at you like in a certain way.
Dog,
I get all that.
Like I said, you've never heard Nas.
I'll still put Takeover on top.
At an artist, but see, Takeover was like really a couple of bars and Jay-Z just saying how he felt. Period. The whole Blueprint album was Jay-Z just saying I'm the king. Take your shot.
Album, by the way.
Like take your shot if you want. Like take your shot at the crown if you feel you got it. If you're feeling froggy, that was Jay-Z. But the Blueprint was literally Jay-Z saying, "I run the game. This is why." And the Blueprint proved it. Stillmatic made sure that Jay-Z know there is a contender to the crown. Simple. That's all it was. Simple as that. You can take all the shots you want, dog. But hey. And I'm like I said, dog. And both albums did amazing.
Blueprint 2 lyrics, and I'm just gonna. I got another question to ask. Just because a nigga wear a kufi no mean that he bright. Just because you understand him no mean that he nice. Is it Uchi Wally Wally or is it one mic?
Oh.
Is it black girl laws or shorty owe you for ice? I've been real all my life. They confuse me with conceit. Since I would not lose, they try to help him cheat. But I what does he say? But I would not lose for even defeat. There's valuable to learn, so it evens up to me. I can keep going from there, but those few bars on top of that, the man called his whole catalog, questioned what kind of rapper are you? Who are you? Threw the question out there. Who exactly is Nas? Are you not metaphysical, but are you deep in lyrics, or are you trying to be do a little something different?
Ultimately, when you have two young MCs,
but it's a questioning of it. That's what it is.
When you have two MCs in their 20s, that's what they're thinking. They're gonna call out anything. The reality is you can be all of the above.
Exactly.
That's the reality.
Yes, today's era. And that era, I thought it was a little bit different. Unless you present yourself as such. Don't forget, Nas was a philosopher.
You gotta look at the age. It's not really the era that defined it. It's the age of the MCs that defined the era. Simple. A 15-year-old MC can lead the time frame of that era. Don't have to be 20-something. But look at the MC. You know what I'm saying? Like, seriously, think about this. Lil Wayne was in his early 20s when he's coming out with the Carters, when he came out with the whole Young Money series. He's in his early 20s, ridiculously going ham. 50 Cent is in his 20s, talking his reckless, wild boy shit.
I agree.
Putting out classic albums. Why? Because they're the ones defining the era that we're in.
He didn't win Album of the Year either.
Yeah.
That year for what's that?
I ain't gonna lie, that was a travesty.
Again,
look, hey, look, I'll agree though. I'll agree, but that's what I'm saying. Like, I'll agree. That's a travesty. Why? Because Get Rich or Die Trying is literally one of the greatest street rap albums, just rap albums
it's fantastic,
of all time. And then the sequel, The Massacre.
The Massacre was good too as well.
Like, we're looking
Absolutely.
at it. Put it this way. Let's put this in real perspective. The reason why 50 Cent is still 50 Cent because he's a genius. His first album went diamond. His second album went diamond, and people don't realize he did back-to-back diamond albums. Like, no one does that. You hear me? So if you can say Eminem, but we're not talking about Eminem.
Okay. I won't say wait. M did it, but okay, you're right. We're not talking about M. We're not talking about M.
Because you got to put them in two different categories, and whether anybody likes it or not, M is a white lyricist that is from America. So guess what? He instantly comes with the package of America. Every white person in America is going to root for him whether they like him or not. They will keep him in the news.
Ooh, I don't know about that.
No, that's the truth.
I don't know, man.
No, I'm not putting down the lyricism of Eminem. I'm saying,
I know you're not.
I'm saying that Eminem comes as a package deal.
But he got immense criticism from white America. But that's because white America has baggage and skeletons in the closet that they don't like pulling out. But what got Eminem to the pantheon that he is now wasn't white America.
Oh no, it is.
It was black America.
No. We make things cool.
Oh, we're the trendsetters.
Yeah, we're the
easily.
So the answer to this question is we're both right because we make things cool. So we recognize Eminem's lyricism because Eminem is a rap artist and rap is part of the hip hop culture. That is our culture.
Let me get this comment real quick because I'll talk. I think Victor makes a good point.
Go ahead.
Even the best lyricists have to have had party joints for a while, like Uchi Wally. I do agree with that. In today's society, or as far as music, I think in the 90s, in that era, in the early 2000s, I think it was a little bit different. That you had more of
But who's running?
Like a style.
Who's running?
But it eventually got broken. So now, like, you have your Kendrick Lamar that can do tracks, on Damn, like, Duckworth, and also throw out.
But remember, that was always his criticism too.
But I think now
Kendrick can't do a party record.
But now it's a little bit different. That was what?
But Kendrick don't though. He don't do party records.
He does a lot.
No. You got to look. Like I said, that was
his
swimming
criticism. Pools. Like that's his biggest part, and it's not even a party album. It's not even a party song.
And Humble.
But you know what I'm saying?
Humble.
But yo,
DNA. We're talking records for the club.
Yeah, but see, that's the thing. But look, that was the criticism.
Yeah.
But that was the criticism of Kendrick Lamar. Everyone always said this is the behind the scenes radio joint. Kendrick has records. We're not saying he don't.
Yeah.
But we're talking strict club records. Humble is a club record.
Yeah.
But it's still Kendrick being Kendrick. Swimming Pools is a club record, but it's still Kendrick being Kendrick. It's still a thoughtful, metaphorical record.
Not many artists can do that though.
Facts. Look, Cole does the same. Cole's not really giving you club records, but when he gives you a club record, it's a J. Cole club record.
It's not like him stepping outside doing something completely different.
Why do you think everyone loves the record with Cole in 21? They love it. You love it. It's not you like it. You love that record.
That a lot joint? Yeah, for sure. Absolutely.
Because you don't get that. It's something you don't always get for it to be what it is. So when we talk about, so just getting back to the conversation prior, right? At the end of the day, it's like you look at the statistics, right? This is why to finish our conversation, why I have to put Eminem and I have to take him out of that equation.
Hey, well, watch your feet right there.
I got it.
Yeah.
Why I have to take him out of the equation? Because it's America. America, we are not the majority. We're the minority, which means 60% of Americans, 60% plus, are all white Americans.
True.
Whether you love or hate someone, you are going to go ahead and push the narrative or agenda of that person as long as you keep them in the vernacular of the people around you. So me and you talking about Eminem does nothing. The 60% of people in America talking about Eminem does everything. So guess what? The kids are going to love it because the kids love it. Now, I'm not taking away from Eminem's skill as a lyricist or an MC, but without the approval of us, without the approval of Dr. Dre, Eminem is just another white rapper in Detroit. Guess what you get, though, when you get all that? One of the greatest of all time. Simple. Because if no one ever recognized it, he would just be another rapper out here. But let me tell you right now, in Southern Maryland, there's probably an MC right now that is probably one of the nicest on the planet. Until someone recognizes it that actually has stature, that can bring it to the public's attention, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. So
you know
Eminem
what?
Bringing 50 Cent.
You raise a point.
So Eminem bringing 50 Cent to the table excludes Eminem from all conversations. You know why? Because now you got to realize this man brought another man up to greatness. He pulls him up
so
and
it's no
shows him
longer.
up.
So then, by your logic, then
I can't have a conversation with. Put it this way: I can't have a conversation about Eminem and bring Dr. Dre into it because Dr. Dre brought Eminem up.
So then, what about the Game and 50?
It's the same thing.
So,
I can't put them in the
consistent.
Yeah,
that's all I wanted to hear.
Yeah, because
they're consistent.
I can't.
That's cool.
I can't do that because now it's the line of succession. I gotta stay consistent in the line of succession. So guess what? I can't bring up Eminem and 50 Cent because why would I compare the man that brought this man up when this man is still great? He's one of the greats.
I see what you're saying.
The time frame.
Right now.
You see the time frame?
Wow.
And I'm not saying that Eminem didn't help or contribute or it was all these things. I'm saying, dog, look at what this man did. We're talking about 50 Cent from the hood. We're talking about Eminem from the hood in Detroit. You're looking at Dr. Dre from the hood in LA. These guys are greatness recognizing more greatness.
So this is a generational thing.
Look at it.
Right?
No, you don't. People don't look at it. Again, 50 put his whole crew on and everyone became a millionaire on one tour. That's a fact, not fiction. That's a fact.
Buck, Yayo, Banks.
When 50 was working on the second album, most of the records he had on that album became the documentary. That's a fact. So you can't say, yeah, you know this, and this. The game was great. To continue on the level of greatness that you say you are, you got to do it yourself. You have to do that by yourself.
You think Game did it himself?
Of course. After the documentary, he stood the test of time. There's not a rapper in LA that has the gall to be like, I'm better than the Game. Well, prove it.
Yeah, good luck. That motherfucker coming right next day. The track's gonna be out.
Like the game
500 bars and running.
The Game got classic mixtapes.
Me and Vic are.
Go ahead and read that comment.
Even eventually, what?
Stan was one of my favorite stories ever. Was way ahead of its time. Absolutely.
I love Stan.
Hey, hold on.
Yeah.
Full disclosure, if y'all don't know, Eminem, for me personally, best rapper of all time.
I disagree with that.
No.
I disagree too.
It's not.
But,
It's not. It's not. I'm saying it as in a means to put down anyone else. It's just
your opinion. Yeah.
Me personally, you know what I'm saying? Because when I like a lot of people would like put off by his lyrics because he used to talk about a whole lot of crazy shit.
I don't know why. But we live in a crazy place.
The way that he will put together his individual, like his tracks, his albums outside of like Relapse and all, like when he was going through
the
like
trash,
like the trash ones.
We don't recognize the trash.
About those. We don't bring those up.
Why
like,
not?
Yo, because we
Why
are
not?
not every album, not every artist, not every that maintains the test of time puts out a great album. Sometimes there's sometimes.
Someone throw him that hat, please.
I'm gonna make a controversial comment real quick to go along with your Eminem joint.
I'm saying is,
hold on, it's adding on to everything you're saying. The reality is, I'm an Eminem fan, but I like Eminem when he was on drugs.
Whoa!
I like the drugged up Eminem better than I like the sober Eminem.
No junk, no soul.
No, not at all. Because the druggy Eminem gave the world his whole heart and soul every single song.
He put it out there.
Every single record, every single time. And know what he did? He was unapologetic about it. Now, could he survive in today's climate and atmosphere? Hell no.
Absolutely not. Look, hey, can we go over this man's catalog real quick? Eminem's.
We'll go over it.
I'll just name some albums out.
The first 4 albums are classics.
You ain't gonna say anything. I'm gonna say anything crazy about it. So we're gonna throw it out there. 96, Infinite.
No,
that's early.
That was more
that is the birth of like
the horrorcore.
Him coming in and saying, okay.
Yeah.
And he was disrupting the flow at that point, but it was more so on a minor level.
And that wasn't with Dre. That wasn't with Dre at all.
Yeah.
That was his other production team.
Let's go from there. Slim Shady LP.
Classic. Super.
Marshall Mathers LP.
Classic.
Super classic.
Eminem Show.
Classic.
Uber classic.
I'm not arguing. Hold a second. Encore.
Hold on. Eminem Show has arguably the greatest workout song of all time, Till I Collapse.
Oh, come on, man.
Arguably the greatest workout, Till I Collapse. It was Eminem and Nate Dogg. It's literally called Till I Collapse. For anyone that has never heard it, shame on you.
Please listen to it, bro.
Shame on you.
Hold on. I'll put that track alone and maybe the top 50 tracks, rap tracks of all time.
Yeah.
As far as like that top 50 tracks of all time.
When the hook till I Collapse comes on.
It's a Nick Dogg hook. I mean, come on now, bro.
That's
what I'm saying. Like, you had me at Nate.
But you know what it is? It is the energy. It is the energy of the two of them on this record. Like I said,
it's a balance. It's a balance.
Yeah, like you look, dog. Eminem. When Eminem gets hype on a record. And he means it with all sincerity.
You know
that voice starts cracking a little bit too as well.
You know what he hits you with? He hits you with the oh. That's when you know Eminem is hype. He hits you with the oh. That's how he ends out every fucking verse. When he hits you with that
Till I Collapse is so it's the greatest workout song of all time,
bro.
If you put it out, when you wake up in the morning, if you say you going to the gym, go put on Till I Collapse.
That's got to be in your playlist.
Put on Till I Collapse. When you get ready, when you're gonna do something epic, put on Till I Collapse.
There's one thing Em I would say too as well is that the man's hooks.
Oh yeah,
yeah. The man's got hook talent too. Like a lot of people, his verses, all that, but the man's hooks, like fantastic. All right, so we go from there. All right, so that's from 96 to 04. We stopped at Encore. All right, Relapse.
Encore's still dope too. Encore is actually still dope too.
I like Encore.
But Encore is exactly what the name suggests.
Historical.
I felt like that should have been the last.
It's historical.
Album.
Yeah, I felt like that should have for Eminem. Yes, I feel like that should have been his swan song, and he could have just called it a rap right then and there. Because at first, remember, he really was technically calling it a rap.
He was. Well, he took 5 years off and he came back with Relapse. What do y'all think?
Which everybody again, that was with the Rihanna record, right?
Was it
Love the Way I Lie?
Yeah, Love the Way I Lie. Yeah.
Again, and but that's the thing. It's like I'm not saying, look, man, no, let's be real. He went on like a 3-album binge in which he was like
was
he
it
said,
that one?
He's sober. He's trying to chill. Life is good. You're like, look, man, I'm gonna tell you right now. Artists make art when they struggle.
No, Love the Way You Lie was on Recovery. It was Recovery.
Okay. Oh, that's the joint that came after.
Yeah. And it makes sense then.
So Relapse, Recovery. Anybody?
Not
my favorite
not historical.
The Marshall Mathers LP.
Yeah, that's classic.
Didn't he come out with a part
LP2.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, LP2.
Oh,
You joints playing.
okay.
I was like, damn, I never heard him say that one. All right, okay. Revival.
Nah.
Kamikaze.
I enjoyed Kamikaze because you know why? Because Machine Gun Kelly was coming for that ass.
Wait, hold on. That's Rap God, right?
Yeah.
Kamikaze?
Yeah.
Come on. Yo.
Yeah.
If not the album,
Yeah.
Rap God. Yo.
But you got to realize.
Come on.
Look,
Rap
this is
God.
why. Listen. But this is why.
Was it Kamikaze?
I thought no, it is Kamikaze. Yeah, Rap God's on Kamikaze. Look,
Kamikaze was exact.
yeah,
Exact.
Look. But this is why I credit Machine Gun Kelly with that because he lit that fire. And you got to realize there's only but so many people that have named Eminem by name.
No, Rap God was Marshall Mathers LP2.
Really?
Yeah.
The fuck?
Yeah, it's Marshall Mathers LP2. I was like, no, that's not
I
right.
thought it was too because on all the joints on the
Yeah,
internet.
2013, Marshall Mathers LP2.
That's crazy.
Okay.
Yeah.
But I'll say it again. He lit that fire because guess what? Like I said, there's not a lot of MCs that are going to say M's name by name that are known with a fan base on that level. And guess what? That video was fire, boy.
That video was fire. It was.
That video was
Y'all
fire.
remember the Game interview where the Game was like, yo, what's one rapper that you would not go after?
Oh, he was like, yeah, Eminem. Yeah.
And that was after Rap God came out.
But that's because you got to realize Eminem at that point he's just striding through.
So it's just easy. It's like easy at that point.
It's no different than a fighter. If you don't fight for a long time, dog, it is what it is. Look, John Jones is one of the greatest fighters of all time. But look, age takes its toll on your life.
So let's keep going from there.
So you just kind of go through it until if a younger lion approaches you, the elder lion, you have a choice. You can run away, or you could bite his head off. That's it.
What you gonna do?
This is how the jungle works. Eminem decided, I'm gonna bite his head off. And you know what Machine Gun Kelly did? He fought. He fought. And he walked away. Look, he got away. You got to realize that's an accomplishment. There's not a lot of people that's going to ever say in their life. Think about it. Think about how many rappers in their life are going to say, yo, I went against Eminem, motherfucker. What happened? I didn't win, but goddamn it, I didn't lose either.
Actually,
I didn't lose, dog.
I did check that video out the other day. I'm working on yeah.
I mean, but that's Royce.
Yeah, Royce.
But that's Royce.
Yeah.
Look, Royce and M are literally the yin and yang of each other.
Yeah, bad
They're
news evil.
so good together.
Yeah, like Royce is M. Now I'll tell you who M would not like to see against if we're looking at the best version of each other. Eminem would.
Sarah,
not
you say
like
MGK barely made it out. Now that man has a highly successful career now.
Yeah,
he's good.
As far as the beef goes,
I was gonna say,
he made
was
out.
a successful rapper before Eminem. Like let's not act like
I listened to MGK before.
Yeah, well, I was gonna say
MGK was all right.
We're not gonna act like this man didn't have a whole career with platinum records.
He had numbers.
Dog, like he was featured on hit records, and had his own hit records.
Yeah, he was killing.
Like
you say he looks like an avatar now.
Hey man,
MJK.
Hey yo.
Hey,
I was gonna say
he did his thing.
You know who Eminem says though that would murk him in the battle? Eminem says it too, and even the artist that he says the same thing. Redman.
Redman's classic.
Wait, hold on.
And Redman also had that same style too as well.
No, it is the same style. He got his style from.
Yeah.
Wait.
Oh, go read the interview.
Hold on.
That comedy rap.
Yeah.
Hold on.
Yeah.
Because I thought the consensus, and it's not mine. I thought the consensus was Method Man was the better rapper between the two.
Different styles, if you ask me.
They really are different styles. Oh, okay, so put it this way:
it's hard for me to compare.
Redman is the animated rapper. Method Man Redman is the street rapper.
The more with the methodical rapper.
Yeah.
Method Man.
Redman is going to give you the caricatures of everything that he's talking about. But this is where Eminem got his style from. It's the fact
That's
tough.
Yeah, I never heard that.
Yeah.
No, he says it.
He gives it credit. He gives him credit.
He's on the list. Reggie is Redman.
Reggie.
That's right.
He's his number one rapper. To this day, he's still his number one rapper of all time.
Let's close this M loop. We got a couple more things to get into. Music.
We have hip hop historians in here.
We don't get to more hip. Hey, where we at right now in the show? What time? What time did I say?
1:35.
All right, throw out the other topics. We're gonna keep moving on here.
Let's go.
Music to be murdered by. Music to be murdered by. Let's close out the M loop. We got to think about that one.
To be honest, I didn't really listen to it.
Yeah, I didn't.
All right, so we're talking about 16 years with this average
to below mediocre albums?
Wait, come on, bro.
Damn.
Stop playing,
The
bro.
shots.
What? I'm
Five.
serious. We just said it.
We just said 5
Yeah,
albums
from
that are
96 to
historical.
04.
Okay.
Are you
From
kidding me,
04
bro?
to 2020, nobody said anything.
When the last time you put on Eminem at a cookout?
Never.
Hold on. You don't put on Eminem at a cookout.
Oh, Lord
Come on,
Jesus.
bro. You don't.
What
You
the
put
comment
on
say? I love it.
Frankie Beverly and Maze at a cookout, bro. You don't put on Eminem.
You can put on Lil
Stop
Baby at a
playing.
cookout.
Hold on. No, but you know what? But this is always a great conversation to be had though, because there's never truly a time, unless M has a hit record, that you ever really hear him just out and about for no good reason. So when it comes to a cookout, that does say a lot. You know why? Because for every Eminem record, like I said, we'll put on a 50 Cent record though. Like I could put on PIMP at a cookout. We could put on Many Men at a cookout, and guess what?
Let's be honest.
You may
though.
play some Young Buck before you play some Eminem at a
You're
cookout.
not
Yo, Eminem got
playing
some-
Young Buck. You're not.
Real song.
You're not doing that. You're not doing that. What
know
you
what?
gonna play?
You know what?
You're gonna play Frankie Beverly and Maze. You're gonna play Electric Slide at a real cookout. We talking about
Oh, hold on.
our
We
cookout.
play. I'm playing Earth, Wind, and Fire.
You play,
okay.
Thank you, bro. You
We gonna
play
play
some
September.
Isley Brothers.
September's
You're
coming
not
on,
paying-
It's a little bit of
Hold on.
Motown. Come
It's
on now.
The only rap songs.
Don't let him cap like this.
Come
by
on,
the way,
bro. Hold on. Think about that. And look. The only rap songs that you're gonna put on is like what's the song? Cupid Shuffle. With it's like a
No.
pop. You're not playing.
But
Many
this is
Men.
a cookout.
That's not true. No. That's not true. No. That's
You're
not
not
true.
playing at a cookout, bro.
No, because you gotta realize that those aunts and uncles are literally only removed by us for like 10 years now. They love these records. They look. They went through the 2000s too. They love them. They love them records.
They do.
You gonna hear what was that? Girls by Jay-Z. You know why?
course.
Because they love
You're
the
not
vibe.
gonna hear-
Yeah, you are.
Yes, you are. And guess what?
Hey,
And
this
when
man damn go to cookouts at senior citizens
Guess what?
homes at this age.
And
Come
then
on,
when-
bro. It's
when we become-
2021.
when we
All right?
Y'all capping right now,
when
bro.
we become that, you're gonna hear those records.
When we
But that time is
become
but,
that.
But look, but
Yeah,
again,
we here now.
I was gonna
We throw
say-
cookouts. We in our mid-30s, man.
Yeah,
When the last time we played Many Men in the club?
I got a son that's almost 10. All right?
With the last
hold on.
cookout, did you play
The last-
in the club at the cookout?
Look,
No, you
wait,
didn't.
hold on. The last
played
cookout
similar
I was
records.
At,
No, you didn't.
I was gonna say,
Yeah, I
the last-
did.
Hold on.
He
the
was
last
here.
The last cookout I was at, they played in the club. You know why? You know why?
It could happen.
No,
I
you
want-
know why? Because you gotta realize there's remixes to records that people love. So when you play In the Club, it's not just 50 Cent. There's a Beyonce version of In the Club. And you know what? All them girls know that. They know the Beyonce version of In the Club.
Fair. No arguments there. I won't argue that.
When you were playing certain records, there's remixes. Dog, for Not Many Men, there's a joint that what is it? There was
Many
this
Men
one
at the
joint-
cookout's kind of wild, though. I ain't gonna lie.
No,
That's a little wild.
It's
I
such
can
a
agree with
good-
Victor right
But
there.
you gotta
It's
realize-
such a good song.
Sarah said she's taking notes. Keep taking notes. We got a
Who was
playlist
it?
for you.
There's a joint that not Macklemore. Who was it? What's my man right now? He damn, it's not Macklemore.
Another
White guy,
white rapper?
singer. No, singer. Post Malone.
You playing Post Malone.
No,
You
listen.
playing
Post
Post.
Malone did a remix of one of 50's old songs. Guess what? You gonna hear that at a cookout. The joint fire. Did great. It's a dope melodic record. Like I'm saying, like you got to realize that there are records.
White Iverson.
Yeah, Post Malone, 50 Cent. He got remixes. They got songs together. That's what I'm saying.
Trying to fuck me over.
That
Yeah.
joint hard.
Congratulations.
That joint's hard.
Now Post getting played at the cookout.
Post not getting played at the cookout.
Post is getting
Yeah,
played.
yeah. Of course
Oh, he
played.
is. Okay.
Yeah.
You said
he
he's
is
not.
You
Okay.
can't. You come on.
So one
play
more
Post.
time for Eminem. The past 16 years have been mediocre albums.
Five.
No, I can't. I'm not
five
gonna-
classic
I'm not gonna
albums,
say that.
bro.
In his
Stop
first 8,
playing.
yes, it's a 24-year career. His first 8 was fantastic. The last 16 have been okay.
What?
We went through the albums. Y'all said
I'm
it.
saying, like, what other artist has 24 years, 16 plus albums?
Jay-Z.
Where they're all classics.
Kanye West.
They're not all classics,
Kanye
bro.
actually might have that.
Lil Wayne.
Kanye
I can't
and
say
Drake.
Wayne.
No.
That 500 degrees. What's
The
Kanye
mixtapes. The
and Drake.
mixtapes.
No,
bro.
you can't.
Throw the mixtapes. Come on, bro.
now.
He gave you that.
Kanye
Free.
and Drake are the only two artists over the entire span of their career.
Yeah, shooting
where
at 90%.
You can say
that 90%
they're
is high.
shooting.
Yeah.
Kendrick Lamar?
At a ninth. No, bro. Kendrick and Kanye are the only two artists over the last
Not
15.
Not Kendrick Lamar.
No, nigga.
I put what's name up there. I put Kendrick up there.
No, he's not on Drake. Yeah. He's not on Drake and Kanye's level. Love
y'all
Kendrick
throw L's in the chat for Dev, please.
Bro,
R.I.P. this conversation.
No. What I said was, as far as their full body of work, Jay-Z got a few albums that people they won't consider classics. But for
they
Drake,
will in New York.
Hey, TikTok, y'all hearing this?
But for Drake and Kanye, to me, they're the only two artists because they have been at the literal top of their games. Anything that they have put out has always been at the very top. Okay. Always. There's not one album that either one of them have put out that came second to anyone.
Thank you, bruh.
What?
Go ahead and read that comment, man.
Yeah, I mean, of course we got Jay in there though. But
we got Jay. We got Jay.
Discredit Jay. I won't discredit it.
You know I feel about 444.
There's what I'm saying. There's very few. There's no that category that alum.
Yeah, no, you're right.
It's
you're
a
right.
very small minority.
But you know what though? They were consistent over the years.
And that's the point.
The past 15 for M have been a little bit interesting.
Eminem wasn't. No, I would say that though. But he has 6 to 7 classic albums.
4 to 5.
By whatever the case is, bro. 5 to 6. By any artist measure, 5 to 6 classic that goes down in history, that is an accomplishment above the standard, the status quo.
100%.
So that's why he has cemented himself.
Yeah.
At the upper echelon.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Here's the thing: the arguments. Whenever people have to have that argument of who's the greatest rapper of all time, or whatever the case may be, or who's got this or who's got that, people add. It's always the extra salt and pepper that people add in for the argument.
Yeah.
It's never. It's like if it's about numbers, the whole argument has to be about numbers. If it's about records, then the whole argument has to be about who had the better records.
Okay.
But all these different arguments always lead into the other things that pollute the category of who's the greatest, because you can't have an argument about who makes better records without the numbers. But then at the same time, you can't toss the numbers in without trying to figure out what label was pushing who, because that matters.
So numbers do matter.
I think Common said it best. There's so many thrones. Why we argue who was the king?
Because that's the whole basketball debate.
Because at the end of the day, someone has to win the championship ring.
That's bullshit.
Nah, it's the truth. Somebody has to.
Like you said earlier, different generations are for different people.
Yeah,
Jordan,
every generation,
Kobe, LeBron.
No,
while we compare them all, it's beyond me because they're all the best.
Every generation has their torchbearer.
Yeah, Jordan, Kobe, LeBron.
That's what I'm saying. But that's why. But someone's got to win that championship.
So let me ask you this then: we talk Jay-Z, Nas, that beef. Would you compare that to this day and age, Drake versus Pusha T?
No.
It's not even close.
Not even close. not even what did
close.
Pusha T put out that compared to what side of that beef? Like look. I used to be a really big Clips and Pusha T fan, and then it's just not. It just it just didn't. I don't know.
Take care of yourself.
There's a point where, as an artist, you have to continuously keep pushing forward and be better. Mm-hmm. I don't think we got that from Pusha T anymore. I'm not gonna knock his albums because, in my opinion, Pusha T still has one of the greatest intro songs of all time. I think it was on Daytona. But at the same time, you can't compare Pusha T. Oh, I'm about to say like this.
What the hell is
you can't compare Pusha T and Drake. Like you can't. Like they're not in the same category or league of each other. Pusha T survives by seniority. Drake survives by status. Like his status is what, if we put it this way, if we take Pusha T and Drake out right now, if, let's say both of them, God forbid, both of them die right now, who had the greater career? It is an easy answer. No one has to answer it. And no one has to answer it. We know the answer. Now, that does not take away from one or the other's career, but the facts are the facts. Like it's not a comparison anymore. Like, no, you can't compare that. You can't, especially when you start looking at the advantages that both sides have from the sides that they played on. You come on now.
Now the way you're talking about is the same way I feel about Jay-Z and Nas too.
But again, the numbers and look, and I feel you on that.
Yeah.
But again, you're like you.
I'll take one day.
But like your argument, this is the part where I agree with your argument. We're talking about the war. We're talking about the war. When the war is over and history goes back and looks and says, well, who won the war? No one's saying Pusha T won the war.
Wait, y'all were talking battles earlier.
If we're talking about battles between Drake and Pusha T, or we're just talking about Drake and battles, period, or we talking about Drake and Pusha T?
Drake and Pusha T.
Well, it's going to always be Drake, because the moment Drake started saying any subliminal line about Pusha T on one of his hit records or his hit albums, it's a win. It's a win. Like, the reason why we talk about Ether is because Ether is a solid win. It's a solid win because it's not just a battle record. It was a hit battle record. You know what I'm saying? They played it around the world. He did numbers.
Everybody loves the underdog.
But that's what I'm saying. But the Nas is not really the underdog. He's the underdog compared to the flashier at the time Jay-Z that's saying I got money, girls, and all of his cars and clothes.
Oh, for sure, absolutely.
But of course he looks like the underdog. But the reality is Nas at that time is a vet.
He was, yeah.
He's a vet. So
what'd you think of Story of Adidon?
If the worst line you got against me is that I have a kid that I didn't tell the world about, then you need to reevaluate what you think of bars. Think about that. Like he's going up against a guy that literally just damn near took out Meek Mill. We are not going to have that conversation about who are you talking about. We're talking about a kid from Toronto who legit loves battle rap culture. You think
this is true?
You think even at Drake's worst, let's just say Drake is doing down bad. You don't think he's got these guys on speed dial to call up for a bar or two to go cap somebody? Get out of here. No, we all watch battle rap like it because it's a sport. We watch battle rap. You think Drake don't do that for play? You think he didn't call the boys up and say, "Yo, I just did this"? You think come on now? It's Drake.
Let's leave Meek out of this, okay?
Huh?
Let's leave Meek out of this.
But I love look. I always talk about Meek Mill and Drake's battle because Meek Mill lets you know that nothing can truly kill you as long as you can survive it.
This is true. People were leaving him in the road for dead, roadkill.
No. Remember, we had companies on Twitter going at Meek Mill. Remember that. Corporations were taking shots at Meek Mill.
They were.
Wendy's was talking shit, talking about dog. I thought our beef was cooked well.
Yeah.
Yo,
dog, dog. He survived all of that. He survived and came out on top. Beat all the cases. He
got loved all over again. Made a record with Drake.
Made another record, and it was a hit record. It was a hit.
That going bad joint. That shit fire.
That's fire.
The video.
Yo,
that's
T.I. Nipsey.
Better.
But that's
Jay
what I mean.
Prince.
You can't have that conversation without that. So again, when you talk about Pusha T, Pusha's not an idiot. Again, I'm not saying anything bad by any stretch of the means, but dog, look what you're doing here. Look at what you've planted seed wise in your career here. Let's not pretend these numbers don't just exist for nothing.
True.
They don't.
Very true. Very
and I'm
true.
not. And again, no one's ever gonna say Pusha T can't rap, but dog, your competition is out here throwing shots all the time. Like there's a dog. If you type in YouTube Drake versus Kendrick Lamar, there are subliminal bars between the both of them for their entire careers.
Yeah, back and forth.
It's
like a Cold War.
Does anyone here now? Look, if Drake is the common denominator here, does anyone think that Pusha T is better than Kendrick Lamar? Rap. Like we're talking straight bars.
No.
Because even Eminem said that Kendrick is better than him by a long margin. So does anyone here think that Pusha T is better than Kendrick Lamar? Like if we sat them down in this room and said, y'all gonna go 16 for 16 and whoever got the best 16 is the man. Who here is putting their money on
By
Pusha?
the way, a dope competition.
You gonna put your money on Pusha? Man, I ain't
you put your money on Push? I'm not doing that.
I'm not gonna see you tomorrow.
I'd be the outlier. I would be the outlier.
He gonna look at Pusha T like, I'm spending it because I got it. You better stop playing.
Ain't no way. Look, I ain't doing that. Nah,
I'd be the outlier, and it's no slight to Kendrick, and much respect to that man. If I got to be the outlier, I don't mind being the outlier. I like Push. Just listening to his bars, like how he puts things together. He is one of those individuals, just like Kendrick, just like a few. There's few rappers out there that really think outside the box, that can put bars together the way that
I can't ever say
The way that who
Pusha T
does?
thinks-
the way that like
Pusha T does not think Pusha T does not think outside.
Oh, you
the
said
box.
Pusha T? Pusha T, don't rap about drugs for a whole 16. Let's see what you got, baby. No white.
It's a rap. He's out of here. He's out of here, yo.
if you take drugs,
Take
off
away the
table,
coke.
Oh, if you take drugs off the table,
Look. Words you will never hear in a Pusha T session. Take the coke off the table.
What you doing there?
Hey,
You know I need that.
Look, I guess you know what? Full disclosure, man, I like Kendrick. I've never been a Kendrick fan.
And that's
I like
understandable.
Kendrick, but I am.
hey, it's all subjective. Ain't nothing wrong with
You
that.
know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I like it's not. Look, I'm not the biggest Kendrick fan either, but you know damn well.
Well, hold on. What Vic saying? Is he saying like he agrees
That's a
that?
tough one because we never seen Pusha put in that. Yeah, you're right.
So is he saying that he agreed Pusha? Like is he saying like
He agrees with, I think he said he agrees with you,
like
Pusha fan.
he would take
Yeah.
a push. Okay.
I think both
just
y'all
wanna
crazy, but y'all have your own
I
opinion.
think crazy too.
Yeah. Hey, what Matt say? Meek Mill, yeah, he received the Nelson Mandela Award.
Yeah.
Yeah, the man, that
Like I
that
said,
come back.
look,
Hey,
that
American
come-
Land
that
second
bounce
chances.
back- look, that bounce back was real, yo. You got to realize, look, Meek Mill.
That
again,
left Hollywood joint.
Meek Mill is the Cavs.
Man.
Game 3. Hey, it's a deficit. It's a deficit out here. He said, "Young, I got to win it,
but not
or I
only that,
can't go home."
he was in a compromising position though.
Yep.
He was also with Nicki. Nicki it's been explained, like it's out there. She told him she didn't want him to bite back at Drake because of what Young Money was
Well,
doing.
he went
at
on
the
the
time.
offensive.
But what I'm saying is, there was a point where his lady told him, "Dial it back. Young Money's got a lot going on. Just chill."
Boy.
So you gotta take that into a fair consideration as far as the amount of what he could have done versus respecting.
Nope.
You don't think so?
Nope, because back to back still came out, and goddamn.
Yeah, let's not act like they didn't exist.
Hey, look. My lady can tell me, look. I will say this. As a grown man, my woman has protected and saved many of people's lives after they've done wrong things. But I will say this. That's the one time. If you do it twice, it'd be... As any grown man will tell you, that any man in here that has a woman, you know, if another man wrongs you, the woman will save him for the one time. But that second time, there's no talking. It's the look. You know when you know that look.
It's on.
You know that
It's
look when you
on.
give your woman. And there's nothing to be said. It's like, now you see this bullshit, and she looks up, and you go, and then it is on. I bet you after Back to Back came out, you not telling Meek Mill it's not on.
Fair.
You're not telling me
That's
anything.
true.
At this point, I don't want to hear nothing from nobody. Roll up my shit. Get in this booth.
Let's
Get
go.
on these 4-wheelers, and we're going to the studio now.
4-wheelers.
We going to the studio.
Hey, we making a song for
now.
Creed right now.
ASAP right now. Like, and on the way to the studio, you're bumping my shit. I'm gonna get there, and the first beat you give me,
I'm killing it.
we gonna be there all night. I'm walking out of here when the sun comes up. Me and the sun done greeted each other. You hear me? I have a whole Drake album. You hear me, right?
Yo,
it is still Matic in this joint.
it's going down.
I'm gonna
It's
have
going
classics. When you hear me, I have classics now. I have now made classic records, and Drake's like, "Yeah, we're partying over this, blah blah blah."
I mean, it was
I'm
bad.
dropping record after record.
It was bad for Meek at that time.
I mean, yeah,
he had the
dog.
boxing video that dropped too as well. The diss track came back
Dog,
up, wasn't that great?
I'll never forget this. Look, it was like 2 weeks later. He went to go visit his mama. He fell down.
Yeah,
the
fell
steps
down the
'cause they were
steps with the
icy.
ice.
I was like, "Damn,
That shit was
homie,
hilarious.
You
when it
can't
rains,
win.
it pours, man.
Drake disrespectful, put his little braids, the little
Oh yes, sir.
Yeah,
at the concert. Like, yo,
the man had a PowerPoint presentation.
Drake was pouring it on though.
That would have been a rave bump at AR.
See, that thing is that hey, your man in your city, they are start beefing with him.
Yep, that's facts. But see, that's the thing. Look, like that's what I'm saying.
man.
Like I look at Drake and Pusha's beef the exact same way, because there's no way we're all going to physically see what he did to that man, and then Pusha says something about literally his son, who he has not revealed to the world because he's doing all other kinds of things. And if that's the best that he's got for a shot, the record that Jay Prince said that was gonna come out, that he was like, yeah, I had to tell him we can't do that.
Do you believe that record actually exists?
Of course.
Somewhere.
Because look what Drake did to Meek. He didn't have to do back to back.
He didn't. He had charged up. Could have left that there. Yeah.
He didn't have to do it. That's what I'm saying. That second record was the other round in the clip. No one asked for the shot.
What do you think that record's at?
Look. Know what that record was? The same thing when we watched Zombieland. that joint
Will
was,
got the
was
record.
Double tap. That joint was a double tap. It was.
Yeah.
The first one to put you. The first one.
I waited 4
to
days.
put you down. The second one to lay you down.
Yeah.
That was it. You're not moving after this. So yeah, I think after Pusha did that, yeah, I feel like Drake was like,
I'm gonna keep it moving.
Got home.
Keep it moving.
Nah, I think he
Called
recorded.
up 40?
I think he recorded that night.
Yeah, probably. Of course he.
I
Probably
wonder.
did.
I will. That's where.
Because it's Drake. Drake records like look, remember who his man is. It's Wayne.
Yeah.
Wayne records at the speed of thought. He don't
he's
care.
an
He wakes up and go.
animal, bro.
But you got to realize everyone. That's why Young Money was what it was. Everyone at Young Money records like that.
Nicki got records.
Because Wayne was
Plenty
setting the speed and the tone. So if I say I'm in the studio right now, it doesn't mean cool. I'll talk to you later. It
No,
means come
nigga,
to the
get
studio
here.
right now. That's why all them Young Money videos we saw were all of them all the time in there, smoking and drinking and partying, smoking, drinking, partying. How do you think all them albums got done? So if that is his man and that's what Drake's been out for like a decade and some change.
Still on top.
Think about how he makes records. He makes records like this, right? And still writes for people, right?
True.
What do you think he did? What do you think he did?
He changed the culture, like Vic says.
Yeah. Like people get into these stupid arguments and debates, but the reality is we have more than enough evidence to see what he did. We have evidence. Like the evidence shows that if you get into it with this one man, he's gonna get you. And so when he takes shots, again, YouTube it. Kendrick and Drake have been going at each other for years now on hit records. They've been going back and forth on their own hit records, taking literal shots at each other and responding in their hit records. You really think if Pusha called him out by name, he wasn't in his own home studio right now? Come on, y'all, stop.
It goes without saying, we will all love to hear the record. It exists somewhere.
I mean, one day we probably will.
It probably get leaked
Someone's
one
gonna
day.
leak it. Look, 40 gonna be on his deathbed. Like, you know what? Fuck it, SoundCloud.
Throw it up.
So let me ask you this:
Yo, look, dog. That junk gonna spread like the coronavirus. Everybody got it. Everybody listen.
Do you consider Drake the GOAT?
No,
Oh, that's
I consider Jay-Z the GOAT. Literally the greatest of all time. And when I say that, I say it includes all things. When I say Jay-Z is the greatest of all time, it includes all things. It's not just rap. Jay-Z is the GOAT of hip-hop culture, period. He is the leader that everyone should look up to and aspire to be. Tactics aside, personal whatever aside, opinions, all that crap, no one cares because in business, people make good and bad decisions all the time. But when it comes to the greatest of all time, someone has to do better because that is the mark. Literally every year, Jay-Z sets the precedent and the mark. He don't just run a label. He runs a management company and a label. He don't just run a management company and a label. He runs a successful management company and a label. He's had clothing lines. He's put out movies. He's had hit albums. Fuck it. He's married to Beyonce for God fucking sake. His children are not just set for greatness. They will be the epitome of young, black, excellent greatness like Will Smith's kids too. You gotta look at the entire picture. Jay-Z has planned and plotted and schemed and put everything together meticulously in his own life to literally be the greatest. Because when you argue it, you cannot take away the things that go along with that greatness. Like, there were times when you could argue it, but the reality is he's like Mike Tyson. He's putting belts up on the wall every year. The difference is he's not retired anymore. And everyone could say, oh, well, you know, who puts out better records? Yeah, who will? In 10 years from now, I'm still going to be bumping Jay-Z records. 444 will literally go down as a classic, not because it did numbers. And
That's one of my favorite albums of all time.
Because 444,
I love that album.
Will literally teach a whole black generation how to gain wealth.
And this is why I say 444 is the greatest hip hop album of all time.
Yeah,
I've been on record saying it multiple times. I say it again tonight because of that.
You're teaching a generation how to get wealth.
In 20 years, it's still relevant.
Because this generation don't really like to read books, but if I put this album on in front of them and tell them to study this album, someone's going to get wealthy from it because you're teaching them the things on the level that they respond to. So if I have to say it in a rap, well, that's cool because that's what they respond to. Because this generation of kids, that's what they grew up on. They're our kids. They listen to rap because we loved rap. So they listen and respond to the things in which their parents have taught and instilled in them. My kids love rap.
There you go, Vic.
So when we teach them with rap, guess what that's what they do. They respond back in kind. So if I tell my son in a rap song, go listen to this Jay-Z rap song if you want to get rich, I bet you he's gonna get rich. I bet you he's gonna get rich. You know why? Because there's multiple generations prior to that responded through books and reading. Mm-hmm. And what did they do when they got knowledge? They got rich.
This man's talking buying items that appreciate, sit on it, and then flip a little bit later and make more money off of it. I mean, that's you can say 20 years down the line, 50 years, that's still relevant.
Hey, dog, that's why I invested in coin currency. That's why so many folks did. Because you know why? Because you understand the market after actually taking part in it. And
this is true.
Guess what? You're our elder, who is Jay-Z, because you have to consider Sean Carter is our elder. He's a 50-year-old black man. He is our elder.
Yeah.
By 20 years.
Very true.
And let me add this too as well. Vic said also Jay-Z owned part owner of the Nets, owned that.
Yeah.
With president of Def Jam. Mm-hmm. Got his own sports agency too as well. I mean.
Yeah, the list goes on. And
as we said, on and on.
But that's the whole purpose. The purpose and the point is you have to look at when you say greatest of all time.
What's going on TikTok?
It's a culmination of the career and the life. Because when he actually does say he retires, we're going to look down a laundry list of accomplishments that we missed.
So what in, okay.
It's one of the greatest careers ever.
Yeah, if not the greatest. If not the greatest story of rags to riches.
That ever may have happened?
And continue, well, for the black community, because I wouldn't say of all time, because there are others that have completely been like, dirt, nothing, poor. I lived on the street.
Absolutely.
And became like a king of a kingdom, something like that. It's subject of what we're talking about here.
Yeah. But again, when we talk about that, when you talk about rags to riches, we are talking about the story of Black American history, young Black American history. You're talking about a young man who grew up in this time period that has survived through these generations over and over, reinvented himself over and over, has made his family prominent figures on a world stage. He speaks with kings, queens, and presidents. That's a fact. Like,
so then, okay.
Like the list of other people behind him that can do the same thing is small.
Well, I mean, it's small, and that's exactly what I'm about to postulate.
It's small.
Right
it's
now.
Real small.
I'm about to postulate exactly because we say the greatest, but we have to frame that in what perspective? Now, y'all have defined the
totality.
Y'all define certain things that kind of speaks to that, right?
That's what I'm saying. It has to be the totality.
So
it has to be because he came from rap. So which means if we're talking about when we say the greatest, we're talking about the greatest starting from the hip hop world and culture of rap. Okay. So if that's the case, you still got to give it. You still got to give it.
So greater than Puffy.
Yeah.
And Puffy is.
Puffy's up there, but he's on the small list because the things that the things that he did on there don't equate to the other great things that Jay-Z have surpassed. So Puffy did albums, right?
Absolutely.
But are they better than the catalog of Jay-Z? No.
Whoa. So when you start talking about,
I'm not saying No Way Out is a crappy album by no standard. No. But I'm saying
when you talk about when you talk. The totality
of the catalog.
Debate and rap and all type of stuff.
Look at the catalog.
It largely is talk about Pac and Big, right? Mm-hmm. So then you want to say the totality. Yeah. You think about Puff working with Big and how they pushed that, and then post Big, Puffy just skyrocketed. Yeah. And not only just from rap, because he just killed the rap game in the early 2000s, late 90s. He was the pinnacle of rap at a certain point. It was him and Jay. You know what I'm saying? At a certain point, it was like if Puffy was here with dropping tracks and the features, he was here. Jay-Z was there as well. Yeah. Then post rap, Puffy's been killing it. Ownership. Yeah. Ciroc is killing the game. So if you talk about the totality, though, I don't think I don't think you can necessarily say Jay-Z definitively over the entire order. You said the entire body of work.
We're talking about right now. We're talking because see, it's not about the length of the time of the work.
But the totality.
So you put all of it together. So
well, what about Puff? Puff is right,
but it's
they're
not,
neck and neck.
But
though.
it's not the upper echelon of consistency. Puffy did have Sean John, and Jay did have Rockaware. Yes, I'll give you that. But here we are now, in a whole different generation.
Give me that mic.
Puffy is no longer in that business. Jay still is.
In rap, are you talking about?
No, we're talking about all these other things. Puffy still has his label, yeah, but you're not gonna hear nobody like that from Bad Boy except for like French Montana and maybe 2 others. Sure, but Rockefeller Records is still putting out records from big name
but
artists.
You said totality
still.
though. So what about Ciroc? Ciroc is the top vodka brand.
You're right.
The world
but that's
over.
But that's the one because Puffy.
And Ace of Spades.
That's right. Because guess what? Those are still name brand vodkas in the top 5.
Their name brand, but what is by volume? What is being bought more?
But then you have
Ciroc
but no, but hold on. But now
I don't know about
hold
that.
on. Listen. Hold on. But now you're cherry picking the list.
No. I'm not cherry picking. I'm saying like, oh, this one thing. What I'm saying is
no. But the
Puffy's got this, and he's got this.
No. Remember what I said? It's a totality. One's list is just longer than the others, which means he's done more things that have been greater than the other. Because guess what? Puffy's not out here managing artists. And I don't mean just regular artists. I'm talking Puffy's not out here legit with a management company from Bad Boy managing artists. Number 1. He's not out here managing sports people either. Agency. Number 2.
That's true. That's so true.
Puffy's not out here with some of the top 10 greatest artists in the world on his roster, let alone in the bed. Number 3, like you got to realize, like I'm not saying Diddy didn't earn the stripes.
No.
He's there.
I postulated Diddy
because
on that same list,
I could throw Kanye on that same list.
I agree with you.
You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Yeah.
And where I was going to go from Diddy, I was going to say Kanye, but I agree with you as far as Jay-Z. But I was going to throw these names out there
because you gotta look at that totality part. Diddy tried to own an NFL team. Jay is on the board to help get more black owners in the NFL. There's a difference.
He's gonna be one himself here soon.
That's the difference. That's the difference. It's not. I'm not. Again, the list behind him, equally great. But we're talking the greatest of all time because one person has to be the person to lead everyone else and say what you did wasn't bad, but this is the other way to do it to get in, and I got in.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? It's not a bad
true.
thing to be behind your brother. It's not bad to be behind your brother.
No, not when you're a billionaire still.
But these are the moves that people have to make together because look, like when we're having this discussion, the reality is those two will probably call each other up and have that discussion on what can we take over next because I'm sure Jay-Z called up Diddy to talk about how can Ace of Spades make these moves. Why? Because Diddy's in the Ciroc space, and Ciroc is an internationally recognized brand. So why would he not? It makes, well, you know what I'm saying? Look, I want to get into the clothing world of things. Why would I not call my mans? That's ridiculous. Of course I'm going to call him up. And it doesn't matter if I do good, bad, or otherwise. Guess what? No matter where I go, my mans is literally soon to follow.
But you see what I'm just said it, though. You're not ashamed or afraid to bring or to question whomever. You just said it earlier tonight.
Yeah.
Yo, I'm going to Vegas for my birthday. Come with me. Because anytime that I go there, I come back with double the knowledge or double whatever.
Yeah, facts.
So you're literally speaking to what is happening at their level.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You're like,
that's how you get there in the first place.
But that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Like, it starts at a ground level. See, we're all in this studio, and we're looking at it like, man, Will's going to Vegas. Man, all right, I could throw a couple hundred and catch the flight out there. And we might not even like attribute it to being like something that could progress us. But you're speaking it and you're saying like, no, look, whenever I go out there, I'll come back with more than what I went there with.
Yeah,
it
all the time.
starts here. You know, that's what I mean. It starts at a ground level. Like, so those guys, because they all came up together, outside of the beef, they were all like, yo, we build it. Boom. Yeah. And Jay-Z may be the pinnacle, but like you said, Diddy's here because they were always communicating. You're bringing everyone else up with you.
You know, the funny thing behind it, the thought process is the average person looks at what we're saying in a negative condemnation, even though that's not how it's supposed to be taken.
criticism.
It's not.
It's
Well,
negative,
no.
They view it as negative criticism, but it's not.
Who's better, who's bigger. It's never.
no.
It's not like that. It's not like that at all. Because again, at the end of the day, all factors and people involved matter. Like I said, this is why I use the example. Remember, Diddy tried to go and buy a football team, but he wasn't by himself. Remember that. He was getting a conglomerate of other very well-off black owners who were going to go in it with him because of the disparity of black ownership in the NFL, right? Cool. It didn't work. Here we are years later. We have no idea what kind of groundwork was getting laid down. We have no idea what the conversations were or going back and forth in between, but I bet you Diddy never walked away from the idea.
Oh, absolutely.
I bet you that
still in the mix.
that conversation was still getting had years later. Because why? Because the goal is still the same. The goal is to get in the boardroom. The goal is to get the team. The goal is to make sure that the decisions getting made have us behind the microphone to help make the decisions. Because when we're not in the room, we see what happens. So getting in the room was play number one. Sure, we tried to do it the old-fashioned way. I'm going to throw this money at you and take the goddamn money. They were like, nah, you can't throw money at me. Cool. You see the situation that y'all done backed yourselves into? Yeah. I'm going to help you fix it. Because you look like a fuckboy to my people. And now you've run out of excuses. So you know what now? You need me. And you know what that means? When somebody needs you, you make the rules.
And you know what? A lot of people criticize Jay-Z for taking that NFL deal too as well.
They will until one of their children gets picked up because of the work that he put in a decade prior.
The entire time, I was like, Jay-Z just put himself in the room. Isn't that what we want? A voice?
Man, look,
people criticize us. She was like, "Oh, why Jay-Z working in the NFL?"
We criticized them on BNY.
We did not criticize them. We did not criticize them.
I ain't saying we came down hard on them.
No.
We did question the motive. We questioned the motive because it was unclear to us at the time.
I had to go back and watch the clip to make sure of that too as well. And I'm willing to do that. But I'm always an advocate for being in the room.
To be honest, I never really criticized him like that. And the reason why is because I ain't gonna lie, as a business owner, I seen the move. Because the first thing I thought of was what Diddy did years prior. You got to realize that was the first thing that came to mind. It had nothing to do with Colin Kaepernick because everything is situation dependent. Kaepernick's involvement by name alone is what got the NFL in the situation that put Jay-Z in the position to say, oh, there's a crack in the wall now.
I can get in there.
That's it. Like people are looking for them to open the door. Why? They don't want to open the door. But somebody here messed up. And the door is not open, but there's a crack in the wall. And I just got to get through the wall, get on the other side, and say, so now that I am here, because I didn't come through the door. You clearly see I didn't come through the door. But now that I'm here, you ain't going to get rid of me. So this is what we're going to do now that I'm here. Oh, well, look, you can work with me.
Ooh, chill out, Vic.
You can work with me, or you can have the world watch me walk out this door. That's what people don't think. You can work with me, or I'll have the cameras ready when I walk out this door. And the last thing anybody with a whole bunch of cameras at the NFL want to hear or see is Jay-Z saying, well, they ain't want to work with me. What that sound like?
That's tough.
What that sound like when the NFL is going through that?
A whole lot of R words. A whole lot of isms.
But you know what, though? There was opportunity there.
But that's what I'm saying. That's
and
what
Jay-Z, like you said, Jay-Z popped in.
That's all we're asking for. That's all of us are ever asking for. You get the opportunity. What you do with it is 100% up to you. Mm-hmm. This is why I said the original conversation. That's why I call him the greatest of all time. Because when those opportunities have come, whether you like him or hate him, he took those opportunities
and capitalized.
When Jay-Z was like, I'm selling Rockefeller to Def Jam. I'm selling it. No, Dame didn't like it. Dame wasn't part of the conversation. Mm-hmm. Dame legitimately has a real argument to be had, and rightfully so. Rightfully so. But you know what the move was? Man, I was here at Def Jam for a couple of years. I did my thing. You know what I did while I was here? I bought my album back. Jay-Z owns his catalog.
There it is. Hey,
he bought his album back. And then what did he do after that? I got Rockefeller back. Imagine the next year, 5 years of Jay-Z and Dame Dash get back together. It's a complete wrap for a lot of places and a lot of people.
You think it's going to happen?
Don't know.
No, I don't think so.
Don't personally know because it's not really a needed factor. It's not a needed factor anymore.
It would be a niche. Mm-hmm. It would be a.
I mean, it's not needed
niche.
for really Dame neither. Like
Dame got his.
yeah, like that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Like it's not a needed factor. Now, if it had happened like that, it would have been a beautiful thing, and ultimately it could still be a beautiful thing. But we're not in their lives.
It would be a niche thing.
Yeah.
It would be people in our generation and a little bit.
Yeah, we
older.
would celebrate the hell out of that.
Yeah, we.
Oh,
would-
somebody's like 20 and be like, oh, what the fuck is this?
All right, that's cool.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they were like, "Who the hell is Dame Dash?" Like it wouldn't be a thing but for us though,
Yeah, we would all
we'd be
be
like,
But you
We
know
would
though,
go
I
nuts,
think
bro.
I think that's a
Stop
problem too as
playing.
well. And I wanna start wrapping this conversation up. Is
Yeah,
that
right. By all means.
hip hop history?
I mean, we actually have historians.
We
actually
have
real
historians. I feel like that should be respected a lot more too as well amongst the generations.
Yeah, I mean,
That
but
you
but
can't
see,
you can't evolve yourself. Yeah, I know you going to speak on it, but you can't evolve yourself in something without knowing the background of it because you know
True.
you're actually getting into
True.
or who
But see-
paved the way for you
But
to
see,
get
here's-
here.
But our problem here in America when it comes to hip hop history is the fact that we try to differentiate the fact of hip hop history as not truly being our culture. Hip hop is our culture. It's
Right.
not a part of it. It is our culture. It has literally shaped all of us. Our entire community was shaped it. Why? Because we are Black Americans and our culture has been lost. So we have
I like
developed
how you said Black Americans.
yeah, so we've developed an entire culture wholly unto ourselves. Simple. And because we've developed it for ourselves, that is our culture. And the reality is that is something that has to get taught to people that this is our culture and there's no separation of the two. Our culture comes defined by the music that makes it up. And at the same time, the music that is part and in part taking part of the culture is shaped by the actions of the people that make the music. But we don't do that. Like, we really don't do that. Because if we did, then the history of our culture would be told every generation. It would be told. It doesn't have to be. Our culture, when it comes to with music is the audible history of our culture. It is. It really is. We can throw on music from the 80s, from the 90s. This is why we love music the way we do in our culture, because it is the audible history of our culture. From the representation of many men, many women, and everything in between. That is why it's a lost history thing when it comes to it, because we don't look at it like that. We don't look at the stories as stories of historical, weight. We just look at them as songs. But that's not how that works.
Or dudes get above 35, we just pass them to the graveyard.
Yeah, like
it's just disrespected for all the work they've done from there.
yeah. Even instead of us, like right now, they're talking about Nas's new album now. My kids are gonna know what Illmatic sounds like because it's part of my culture. I'm a New Yorker. I'm a New Yorker. I'm a native New Yorker. I grew up in the 90s. Hip hop was still young. I have to tell my kids and let them hear what old hip hop sounds like that's classic now. 90s hip hop is classic. Early 2000s
for sure.
hip hop is
Yeah.
classic.
Yeah, exactly.
But that's the thing. How am I going to tell my child to respect 50 Cent when he's watching Power if he's never heard Get Rich or Die Trying, or the album from 50 Cent that never came out, Power of a Dollar?
Yep.
How?
Columbia Records.
How am I ever going to actually say that? Why is there a generation of kids that don't know what Biggie sounds like? They're like, yeah, it just sounds old and dated. But are you listening? Because Biggie was a storyteller, which means that
Biggie was ahead of his time. Those lyrics are still fresh.
So the people that these kids are listening to are influenced by Biggie. You should listen to Biggie. You know why? Because the black lawyers and folks that we have nowadays are freaking. They are inspired by Frederick Douglass. You should go read on Frederick Douglass. You should. You know why? Because it's guys like that empowered it. When you see revolutionaries, you know who they're powered by? Fucking Nat Turner. Motherfucker, you should go read about Nat Turner. You can't have one without the other. The problem is the teacher. Who is the teacher? If I can't teach my children about our culture's history, both through music and reading, then I'm failing. And that's what I feel has happened. For the last 30 years, our people have failed each other, both generation to generation, old and new, of just saying this is our audible history that we have versus this is all we have. Rap is literally the audible history of the black American experience. It is. And for anyone that says, oh, well, they only talk about guns and violence and drugs and all this other shit, I always say, well, there's two sides of a coin. There's 100% intellectual, great rap, if that's what you want to hear. But don't you dare act like the hood don't exist.
Mm-hmm.
Which means all that shit that everyone always talks about being derogatory is the literal part of the reality that they don't want to face. It doesn't mean it don't exist, because if it didn't exist, no one would talk about it. Does anyone actually love living in the hood? Does anyone, I mean like love. Like, does anyone love being downtrodden or looked down on? Fuck no. But we'd be damned if we didn't have songs talking about Dear Mama. Because single black mothers are a thing. But at the same time, dog, there are songs about fathers. And you would only know that if you looked them up.
Nas got a song about his father.
Yes. That's what I'm saying. Like they exist. And you only know that if you actually know that part of the history. And look who you said.
Mm-hmm.
One of the greats. You said Nas. Yeah. Jay-Z's mom has been a lesbian for her entire life. Her entire life. How do you not say that is part of the history of the black community? How many women have done that? Thanks.
Mm-hmm.
Think about that. Drake got a song about his dad.
Sure do.
Come on, dog. Let's be real. Like,
Pop's been on a couple records too, so we're just talking.
everybody when
Get
it
the
comes
records
to,
down,
when it
and
comes to Black
we
Fathers,
just
you know
did
what
it.
You know what record they give us? Papa was a Rolling Stone.
Good old Temptation.
That's all they give us. That's all they give us. But they don't. But that's what I mean. It's we have an audible culture that can literally be traced back to the moment in which we were doing things. I mean, shit. The Furious 5 was letting you know what the hood was like, and then shot a video to show you the hood they were talking about in their hood. We don't do that. That's why that part of our culture get lost. That's why. Because we don't accept the totality of the culture, which is our culture to claim. You can't say that someone's pimping us out unless you claim it, unless you claim the thing that you say that someone is taking from you. If you don't claim it, then who owns it? I own it. You know why? Because you didn't want it. If you want it, you fight for it. You don't want to fight for it, then shit, it's up for grabs.
This is true. This is true. And then everybody comes inside the house and they make their own stories. And
So who's here now?
next thing you know, it becomes rock and roll.
But everybody, hey, facts. But everybody want to. Hey, look, how many times have we seen that in our life? Everybody want to complain about how dirty the house is, but a goddamn soul don't want to pick up a broom.
This is true. What Paul Mooney say? Everybody want to be a nigga, so somebody got to be a nigga.
Gotta be a nigga.
Rest in peace, baby.
But again, like, and these are everything I'm telling you. These are all things that have been told to me by my elders, but hip hop historians. Yo, I've talked to some amazing people that have shaped our culture through music, and these are their ideas and things. These are their thoughts, and kids don't want to hear it because they don't have the influence over the kids anymore. But we do. We do. We are the executives. The kids don't have the power to put things out like that. Anyone can drop something through any distribution service, but the reality is, how much money am I going to put behind this kid to push the record? That's not how that works. Eh?
True.
Come on now.
True.
Come on now. And there's only but so many folks that have that kind of press the button power.
Round of applause for William Bowser, everybody. Please, round of applause for William Bowser. It's been fantastic. We're going to finish this conversation on the B-sides.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
Yeah, we're going to finish the conversation on the B-sides.
We
But for podcast
none
purposes.
of the other topics tonight.
Hey, 30 minutes ago, I said just kill him. Just keep going. Just kill him.
Hey, man, look,
We'll save all
my
those for
culture,
another
man.
day. We ain't gonna tease out what it was. We'll save it for another time.
I love my culture, man. That's the thing. Like, I love hip hop, but I realized a couple years back that hip hop is our culture. Like, name something else in Black American culture that we as Black people celebrate, and then that other cultures want to inherit.
Jazz, rock and roll, like I said.
But all of that's part of hip hop anyway.
It
All
is.
of it. Those are all the beginning stages. That's like talking about your parents. When you talk about jazz, that's the dad of hip hop. You know what I'm saying? So of course you have to say that. But think about it. Hip hop is the child. Is that not what we all are?
This is true.
So what else is representing the culture now but hip hop?
Oh, that's tough though. That's a tough what's that? Pedestal. Because hip hop
Let's make this final thoughts too as well.
Hip hop shouldn't be the pedestal. in my opinion, hip hop shouldn't be the pedestal.
But it's the thing that represents the generation and time in which we live in now, which means everything else prior to that, it wasn't for us, for our culture. It wasn't for us. It was for the time frame in which it existed. So here we have hip hop, who is now in its late teens now, if not early 20s, right? If not 30s, right?
Yeah.
Hip hop,
yeah,
late 70s.
Yeah.
So here we have a 30-something-year-old
30s.
hip hop. We have a 30-something-year-old hip hop.
Longer than that. That's 1991. We're talking about.
You're talking about 40s.
I say almost like late 40s, almost 50.
So here we have it. Here we have it. Think about it. I want you to really think about that. This is what represents for us right now. It is the thing that speaks for us when we can't speak for ourselves as a people. It is the thing that promotes our style, our fashion, our way of life, our actual voice, the culture that we do claim to have. Hip hop is the vehicle that we
Look
use.
at these soundboards behind us. God damn it.
Hip hop is the vehicle that we use to project our culture to the world. That's why I say hip hop is our culture, because we don't claim it all the way like we're supposed to, it got pimped out.
Yeah, it continues to get pimped out.
It may be.
But maybe that's the reason why we like Kendrick and people like Cole now, because now we're at the mature level.
Well, yeah.
Maybe hip hop has matured to the point now where we have been taught enough to where it finally sunk in that it can all exist cohesively and successfully. So now we are where we are. You can have a Young Thug do a record that's a country record, and at the same time you can have a Lil Nas X do a country record too. But at the same time, we can have a street dude like 21 Savage do a record with J. Cole. Because we're at that point now where the maturity level of hip hop is, we're not gonna look. Older folks are gonna be like, "That's trash." It don't gotta be trash. It don't have to be trash. Maybe now we can all just exist in its own cohesive bubble, and we can make the rules and set the pace if we choose to. Because that's where we are culturally. Maybe. I'm just saying maybe.
We dictate the flow of things.
That's what I'm saying. I'm saying maybe that's where we are now, and that's why we're seeing what we're seeing now. Maybe.
It's evolving before our eyes.
Yeah.
I don't think hip hop has ever settled into one thing. It's like
We're the number one music in the world.
Besides being number one, that's the only place to settle that. But as far as like the sound, the artist, the style, I mean, Kanye came in and changed the whole generation. How we just men dress.
They use 808s in country music now, dog. Let's be real.
That's true. Yeah, this is true. They're using.
Come on,
not
man.
a lie at all. What's that one record that's out too as well?
What,
that,
the Nelly joint?
Is it
Nelly and Florida Georgia Line got their record. That joint hard, yo. What just a little bit of something like that? Yo, that joint hard.
Yeah.
Wait a minute.
Hey, he's right though. Yeah, like hip hop's influencing everything.
Yeah, like,
it's everywhere. Culture, dress, style, way people talk. I mean, hip hop is everything. Hip hop is his own life, his own being.
Is it hip hop or is it just black culture in general?
It goes hand in hand.
I'm sorry, are they inseparable?
I don't think hip hop and black culture goes hand in hand.
No, that being said, I'm trying to interrupt, bringing a brand new topic. Let's give you another 30. Let's start to wrap this thing up.
Go ahead.
No, I said keep talking, but go ahead, wrap it up.
No. I would say I don't think it's hip hop is very prevalent. Absolutely. But I think more so it's just the full embodiment of black culture, right? So you remember like a year or two ago when Nancy Pelosi and all these, they was trying to reach out. It wasn't hip hop they was reaching out to. It was African American and black. They had the Black Power fist stuff, and they took the knee for the Black Lives movement, and they had the dashikis and all. That wasn't hip hop.
Nobody asked him to do that shit.
And no one asked him to do that. That wasn't hip hop. That was black culture. I think as a whole, black culture in general, whether it's hip hop, whether it's clothing, whether it's dance. Like, can you remember there was a time on TikTok where all black creators were on strike. There were
they still are doing that.
There were no new dances. So I think black culture as a whole,
Cause shit kept getting hijacked,
impacts the world stage, and I don't even think we as a culture, as a people, fully. It's not African American. It's
Yeah.
Black American.
Yeah.
I don't even think we fully grasp the impact that we have on the world stage. And I want our people to come to an understanding that you matter
Mm-hmm.
on this world stage.
Oh, Jay-Z understands.
But look, he's one of the few
True.
at an elite level.
Yep.
But the common folk have to understand our impact matters. And the only way, you know what, that's why we create platforms such as this, such as BNY, such as whatever a very Black dominated platforms on YouTube, like creators. We got to understand that we are creating a space for us to influence the world at large. And we have to embrace that and do right by it. Because one word here, one show there, one look could change everything.
True.
That's why it matters for you guys to give us the Showtime special. You love the show. You like the show.
I hear that.
Take the time out to share it because
Hey, you know I love it, baby. You know I love it. This guy's good. This guy's goddamn good.
Hey, man, I see you, man. I see you.
This guy's good.
see
had
you.
to slide that in there real quick.
I see you, man.
But share this, man, because we are all about empowering Black culture and Black
Facts.
people, Black folks.
Super facts.
That's what we do. Our guy Will Bowser here is a wrecking ball. It's a wrecking ball.
Man, yo. Y'all know we going for hours. If I
Of course, that's what we got B-sides for, baby. That's what we do. But you know what? I slipped my little piece in there.
Hey, facts.
Will.
No.
Yeah.
Oh no, baby.
Hey, Will, get your final thoughts in, baby. Unfiltered.
Final thoughts. Oh man, let's see. This has been an incredible year. I actually look forward to doing a little bit more and a lot more incredible networking.
Hey, real quick, to interrupt you. Are we the Black Expo?
So the way that's going right now, it all depends because coronavirus is out here.
Okay.
And
Okay.
it's still no. Is it still a thing? Yes. Do I still have the backing of the mayor? Yes. So
Okay. All right. Keep talking. Uninterrupted. Go ahead and do your thing.
Absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
Go ahead.
Oh, yeah.
We'll talk offline on that one.
Man, to be honest, I'm just kind of taking these blessings as they come. To be 100% real with you, that's really how I'm
Fair.
looking at this right now. The working title for the movie that I did the mix for the record on, I'm just waiting on that, and if that goes through, that'll be an amazing career advancement. Working on mixes, major label releases, all of that's still going. Like, I don't know. I'm at a weird point right now. I'm at a different point than we were last time. It's one of those things now where the discussions we've all had is now it's like fruition, but it's not just a little bit of fruit. Like this is like the harvest.
It's the entire tree.
Yeah, like it's really starting to bear actual fruit, and now I'm starting to make a move, man. Like I'm starting to get known. I got people from around the world hitting me up because they've seen interviews that I've done, podcasts that I've been on. Even with this, I've got people from all over that have seen stuff like this. I've been featured on a lot of different things. I got a couple magazine joints that are coming out that I've done for. Like it's getting there. It's getting there, and it's weird because these are the things that I've talked about with all of y'all. To be honest, these are things that I've talked about
offline,
that have just
yeah.
now that actual part of, damn, yo, this joint's actually coming out. Damn, yo, this. I got hit up from a guy from New Zealand
Ooh.
that watched an interview that I did. He was like, dog, what you talked about on that video about doing rap vocals, man, it helped on this record that I was doing, that I was releasing, and I thank you so much. And that things like that mean everything to me. Because I get messages like that every day now. And it just, like I said, it just feels like it's that feeling. It's like, damn, like,
Yo,
damn, am I
when you
actually
can
doing this?
genuinely smile for your brother, bro. That is a good fucking
Dude.
feeling, bro. That's solid.
Dude, look, I'm, like right now, I'm thinking about it now.
Goosebumps.
Because again, like I think about all these things, and I know I've been mentioning it the whole time I've been here, but like I think about a lot of stuff in their totality. I think about the big picture is what I like to stand back and look at and see how this is going to progress for my next year. Because my bigger plans of the things I've told all of y'all about is I'm paying off my house that I just got
From engineering.
years ago from my rooms that I have in the house.
30-year mortgage.
I'm gonna be had a joint paid off in 5 years.
See,
Think about that. Think about
frame that. That's it here. I'm all about perspective, ladies and
Give
gentlemen.
that round of applause.
I'm all about framing it. A 30-year mortgage in 5 years.
And I'm gonna literally take that money, because now we got equity. I now have equity on a very large scale, and I will take that and use it to buy land, build my next house, and build my facility while still having the other house running. I'm not even selling it. And that's the part where everybody gets messed up. Because I say, they're like, damn, you going to sell it? No. No.
Hey, you keep it and you keep running the way you are.
Yeah.
That thing become historical.
It's going to become, well, see, that's the thing. So I'm going to do like what they did with Motown. The difference is I'm going to turn that into my intern training facility. So it's got the rooms. Interns can sleep there.
This man has
People
a
can
plan.
train. They can train there. And that's what it'll be. It'll be completely for that. For interns to train and become better and more proficient at doing the job, while the facility is where they're trying to get to, because that's where I'm going to have all the work. So the bigger stuff, the major stuff, artists come through and stuff like that. Dog, I've worked with at least 3 artists that have more than 1 million followers on all platforms, and either just got signed, are signed, or have been consistently releasing records in the last 2 months.
That's why you got the. That's all you got the motherfucking.
I told you that's why I'm all curled up. That's why I told you. Look,
Let's get it, baby.
He got game Denzel haircut right now.
Yeah.
That's why, because he's just working,
like,
bro.
I'm going to big state.
My wife is like, when you gonna go get a haircut? As soon as I'm done with all these records, you ain't never gonna get a haircut, are you? Nah, probably not.
Probably not.
I'm like, Will, you ever finish the records? I'm gonna have dreads.
Yeah.
You see these locks, boy? I ain't going nowhere. Like, by the time I cut my hair, I'm retiring. Like,
There it is.
Yo, Rick.
I cut my hair. Hey, cut it for the funeral. Until then, we ain't ready.
Dog,
Keep
man,
working.
Take us out, man.
Man, hey, what can I say about this man, Will Bowser? That hasn't already been said. One of the oldest friends of the BNY Podcast. I've been in this man's studio multiple times. By the way, I got to see the new studio.
Ooh.
I got to check that thing out. I seen the pictures. I saw the video. But I did actually go there in person, sit
It's
down,
tough. I ain't
make it
gonna
happen.
front. It's tough. Yeah,
I've been to the old Joe like twice.
You gotta,
twice.
Nah, you gotta see.
I gotta see the new Joe. I gotta see.
I see the new one.
I gotta see. The
And y'all do podcasts in the new one too as well, right? Yeah, we may do a special over there.
We got the mics and everything.
Yeah, I
set
got the
up.
mics and
We got
everything.
the headphones
I
for
would
you.
love
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
That would be dope.
Well, for that, I'll wait till AJ's properly settled up here, and then we'll properly go over to the studio together. Yeah, we'll make an event. Yeah, bring B1 on the road. We'll talk about equipment too as well. I may want to bring equipment if that's possible. That's possible. I don't know.
Oh yeah, no, I have hookups and integration for everything.
Okay.
Yep.
Man, that's just for recording purposes.
Yeah, that's fine.
Go ahead, Dev. Talk on it. Would you point out something? What's up?
I just want to look. I want to say I appreciate everyone that's commented, man. But look, Vic, man, that's my homeboy. That's Darnell.
Hey, one time for Vic. Round of applause. Absolutely.
The underground mayor of DC, man. That's his older brother, man. Vic.
Hey, I love that shit just stuck. I said when there's a throwaway. That shit just lasted for like 6 years.
You know what's funny, man? Little backstory, man. Vic probably remembers us like me, like we was like 14, 15, running around Holly Hill, running in and out his apartment. We trying to get some water, some drink, and we gonna go do hood rat shit. Like, yo, but shout out to Vic, man, because Vic has been, like, obviously tonight, he has been fully and thoroughly engaged. And he even said to himself, like, yo, fellas, he loves the content. He loves the engagement. He's going to be back, man. Shout out to Vic, man, because that's older bro, like for real. You know what I'm saying, to all of us. And
Hey, appreciate you, man.
at our level, you know what I'm saying, where we was in the neighborhood, man. So shout out to Vic, man, because he has been like killing the chat. And he said he was on some moonshine, some other shit. So he probably a little sauce.
Hey,
And he
man.
was just feeling good tonight.
Hey Vic, hey Vic, we're gonna cut up a clip too as well. We're gonna do this shout out for you.
There you go.
Yeah, we got shout out to the people. Absolutely. Yeah. Yeah.
Shout out to Vic, man. That's been killing the chat.
Throw it on the YouTube.
But you know what? The thing about it is, though, we appreciate Vic and everyone else, Sarah that was commenting. Yo, this is what we love because y'all comments feed the conversation.
Facts.
So that's it, man.
Open invitation.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
exactly. We
A snapshot of
appreciate Vic,
humanity.
man.
I
Kinda
can't
giving
wait
it-
to come in here with like my shades on, all iced up. That's gonna be dope. Like, what you been up
Incognito.
to? What you been up to? Well, I ain't gonna say no names.
Yeah. Also, shout out to Stu too as well. I got hop in the
Oh,
DMs
Stu
and
was
respond
in
back
there.
to him.
Stu is in there as well.
Get some
Oh,
thoughtful
man.
comments.
My bad.
But
Go ahead,
hey,
you guys.
first and foremost, shout out to Nell, being the cameraman for the Hold the Phone TikTok too as well.
TikTok.
Hey, everybody, can we give him a round of applause? Absolutely. So one thing about podcasts is I realized that it's a production. It's not I shout out to the one man process, but that goes few and far between. Most podcasts you see or shows you see, even like your CBS, even news, daytime news, morning television shows,
yeah.
radio shows, it's a production of people. So the people behind it make up everything. Now, thank you everything for you Dev for us tonight. Dev, once again, thank you for holding it down. I forgot to tell Dev a time with the podcast started a little bit later than normal. He should have on time though. I called myself out. I had a busy day at work. It is what it is. I
wasn't
apologize.
just on time. I was hours.
He was hours ahead of time. Dev was here at 6. I was like, Dev, I really need you to get about 7:30. I apologize. I'm sorry, man. But you know what? Made up for the times that this motherfucker was late. So it is what it is. We even. Yeah, you know, Dev versus DMV. We had 0-0. All right.
We gonna level it out. We did.
You gonna level it out.
All
We
right,
gonna
I got
level
one
out.
for y'all
We gonna
next
level
week.
out.
Then I got one for y'all next week.
Hey, that's a bet.
All right.
Will Bowser, once again, thank you very much for coming through.
Thank y'all for having me, man.
Yeah,
Always.
absolutely. I had a
already
Will
know.
like I don't know, maybe a couple days before this podcast. So I was like, dude, can you do Tuesday? He's like, bet. I was like, fuck, can't do Tuesday. Can you do Wednesday? He's like, easy, no problem. He said, how 8:30 sound? I was like, that works out. We'll all be here at that point. So
That's
the man
right
was
up. I was right
flexible.
there, 8:30.
Yeah, yeah. This was like a 3-week planning thing. Let's see how the schedule looked out, and I get back to you. But it was like, he saw the message like, hey, let's make it happen. So thank you very much for that. I know we can always count on
always,
you
man.
for content and just being a friend too as well.
Nah, facts.
We play some Jay-Z Nas records after this. I'm tired of that ether conversation. We gonna play shit back to back. We gonna see how it goes.
Let's go.
We may even play back to back too, so I said it. So
Hey,
might as
you
well
know
throw
what?
it out there.
Go on, play Black Republican. Go on and play Black Republican. Go on
Oh
for
my
the one
God.
time. One time for the one time.
Hey Miko,
You
bring,
on our way
bring
out.
my intro in.
Yeah.
Hey, like I always say it in the podcast. 1.
Eh?
There it is, baby.